Good morning, everybody. Hello, Internet.
Whoop whoop, back in there with a whoop whoop.
I can't hear you yet.
It'll get there.
They
So,
can. Oh, hi, everybody.
hello, Internet. Sorry for the delay. We had to have kind of a last minute kind of cast chat before we got into it. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for us between the Halloween one shots we did and, life being what life does because life has a nasty way of interfering with our game time. So, yeah, those things. So glad you guys stuck with us, and sorry for the delay, but we're going to get into it and we're going to have some fun because that's what we do on Saturday mornings. I, of course, am Scuba Steve, Scuba Studio. Thank you for coming, and of course, my wonderful cast. And I will try to address that with the watch so it doesn't blind me every time I turn my wrist.
Gotta love that.
It burns.
So, first thing off the bat, trying some new things. Let's get our cast introductions. We'll start with Schnagraz.
Good morning, all. How you all doing? It's your favorite little gobbo here. Let's see what crazes we can come up to this week, and hopefully I'll not get killed by my own team. Hey!
Anari.
Good morning, Anarian. Looking forward to another good session. Sorry I missed out on the one shot last week, but I heard it went very well for the team.
Oh, yes. Wilhelmina.
Hi, I'm Wilhelmina. I am a grave cleric. Human?
Yep. And last and certainly not least, Obsidian, who likes to hide in the shadows every chance he gets.
Am right, that's me. So I'm Obsidian. I like to hide in the shadows, and I still am looking for what happened to the castle we stole. I'm still trying to find where we put it.
That was an incredibly vivid dream the three of you had.
You forgot where you parked.
I did. And it's big. I don't know how the hell we've misplaced it, but it's gone.
Be amazed what you can lose with no sense of direction. Like me.
Let's see, we have a gift from the tricksters.
Already?
And we have a inspiration for Anari that's been sitting there in the wings.
Oh yeah, that came in.
Take it.
Last week when you were gone.
Thank you,
Well,
tricksters.
People give you inspiration even when you're not here.
So we have a
Gotta
gift
love
from
it.
the tricksters. Is that going to Anari or someone else? Can't really tell.
I think it just
Yam inspiration?
looks like it just dropped.
That just
into
came
chat.
in for me. So
Oh.
Uh-oh.
make note of
Thanks,
that.
Shadowmanes. I'm sure he won't use that against us at all.
Scuba, the structure on the inspirations is the same as last time. It starts out at D6.
No, this is these are D4 inspirations.
A D4. Okay.
You have until the end of the stream to use it, or
Got
you
it.
can use it or if you want, you can try and use it on your next dice roll. And leave it up to you. But anything the tricksters give us is good until the end of the stream.
Yeah, I remember that part, but I just didn't remember what the progression was.
Just to clarify, what can we use the inspiration on?
Any dice roll except
Any
for
dice
damage roll.
Okay.
Except for damage roll. Okay.
Or
Cool.
I believe it's any dice roll, but I'm basing it off the same rules as Bardic Inspiration.
Okay, so that should be attack rolls, saving throws, and skill checks.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Works
You
for
are
me.
welcome. Yeah, I see a gift from the tricksters, and the message is "Good morning, sweet demoness 91" from Jess. So that
Awesome.
who is that to?
If it's Jasfall, that would be me.
Yeah. Were you just grabbing gifting it to yourself or gifting
No,
it to...
I was just saying hi to Sweet Demoness this morning, so I don't know where the
channel reward
gift
came in.
Yeah, I don't know where that came in.
All right, well, we'll do it and we'll go random.
So it looks like I redeemed it, and so it said when I redeemed it, looks like it said roll on the table. So
yep. And but point of fact, when you redeem something, please specify If you want it to go a particular person, or if you want it to go at random to a random player.
And that's where I get confused, Steve, and that's why I was trying to ask for the clarification on that, because it came to me, it showed up on my thing, and I just accepted it. So I thought somebody had given it to me.
Oh, what that might be is on occasion when you come into Twitch and you start with the chat, they'll sometimes recommend a reward based on your channel points that you qualify for.
Okay.
That is a recommendation.
Oh,
Then I'll take it.
Or take it, you know?
Give me something good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that pop up. I think right after you added all the new stuff, but I didn't realize what it was. I thought it was like getting channel points, and so I
No,
gave.
you will earn
10.
channel points by just sitting in the chat, as long as
Yes.
you're logged in and sitting in the chat. But every so often, it's going to recommend, hey, use your channel points to get this cool thing. And then if
Yeah.
you can write, kind of like when it says, hey, your sub badge is renewed. Do you want to post about your sub badge renewing now, or do you want to add some kind of message to it? You know, those kinds of things.
Yeah, I
It's-
accidentally gave 10,000 channel points when there was nothing happening, so that's great.
It's all good.
It's so sad.
So while I pull,
You'll earn them back.
I will,
Oh.
and I will spend them all.
Yes, indeed. Now that I know we can spend them for ourselves.
I mean, there was nothing against doing that. Gift from the tricksters, random wondrous object, common, attunement, filter, and go ahead and roll. John, since you pulled it up, go ahead and
Yep.
roll a D100 and a D20 and tell me the
D100.
result.
All right. The D100 is going to be 98.
Okay.
And
Add the result from the T20.
D20 is a 9.
8. So
107.
107.
107. Yeah.
Pretty good, I think.
I like the 98.
That's a good one.
All right. And there's no 107, so we'll just take it as the last thing on the list, which is now for a D4 to see who it goes to. I always go clockwise, starting with Obsidian. Oh, wow. Obsidian gets this.
Whoop, whoop, jibbity, whoop, whoop.
Obsidian gets a wind fan. The wondrous item, uncommon. While holding this fan, you can use it as action to cast Gust of Wind. Save
Actually,
the
a
spell
really
save
cool
is a DC 13 from it. Once used, this fan shouldn't be used again until the next dawn. Each time it is used again before then, it has a cumulative 20% chance of not working or tearing into useless non-magical tatters. So
really-
think of one of those like Oriental fans. You flip it out. You can cast Gust of Wind, just like had her name and I lost it. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Avatar Kyoshi. 'Cause she had the fans, so you could do the fan, cast Gust of Wind, and if you try to use it again, it has a chance of ripping.
excellent.
I had
Thank
one of
you.
those in my first campaign, and it was actually really helpful. It's good for crowd control because it's a constant like blowing wind in one direction, and it's I think 4 feet of movement for every. It makes it hard to move.
The Gust of Wind spell is a line of strong wind, 60 feet long, 10 feet wide, blast from the direction you choose. In your case, it'd be the direction you blow the fan, swing the fan. Each creature that starts its turn in the line must succeed a strength saving throw and be pushed 15 feet from the direction following the line. Any creature in the line must spend 2 feet of movement for every 1 feet, so half movement to get to walk through the wind. It disperses gas, vapor, extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames from an area.
Gas, vapor, extinguishes candles, torches, and similar unprotected flames from an area.
I hear an echo.
The echo effect.
My bad. Sorry, I accidentally unmuted my Twitch stream.
That works.
Wilhelmina.
My
Thank you,
bad.
John. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
kind of kicking that off. Before we get too much further, a thank you to Sirenscape for the background musics and soundboards. Kind of got the forest ambiance going on right now. Also, a thank you to D&D Beyond for all of the wonderful resources that they produce for tabletop games. Go and check those sites out. It's Sirenscape.com and DNDBeyond.com. Especially
and while
because
we're talking about D&D Beyond, they came out
Tasha's
with
is
a
about
list
to
of
drop.
stuff. Yeah, they came out with a huge list of stuff that's getting ready to be archived. So
yes,
take a look. Make sure you're watching that stuff.
yeah. Now with any of the stuff that's in UA that's about to be archived, if you have a character utilizing those abilities, save the character, make a copy of the character, because as long as you keep that ability there, you can still access it. Once you remove that content from a particular character, it is then lost. But typically, I'm willing to bet that typically this is in preparation for Tasha's, because it's on the same day Tasha's launches. So the UA stuff is now the published stuff. So those tweaks will then go into play, and new UA stuff will come in.
That was my
However,
guess.
Well, it is, but however, they're probably going to modify it because, of course, the UA is playtest. So they may neuter it, or they may do something that you don't like to it. So
They may do something you like to it.
that's
Good
true
maybe.
too.
We will find out when Tasha's comes out, which is available for pre-order on D&D Beyond as well as most local game shops. So make sure to get your hands on it, and we'll see all that fun, crazy goodness.
It's certainly going to be interesting for Shrag because it affects the order of the scribes. So again, hopefully they are going to keep that going long term.
And my Phantom is in there too for Obsidian. So
I was going to say,
there's a lot of stuff that's
I
in
think
there that can affect us.
just about everyone has something, I think, that is going to be affected by it.
So
like
Scoob,
both
along
of
those
you.
lines, if for instance they came up with a Phantom as part of Tasha's, and we like what they've done, can we switch our UA same feat to the now published one?
Yes.
Or
UA stuff is nice, but a lot of ways it's kind of broken. So I'm all for, you want to flip UA to published, by all means flip UA to published. But if you want to keep the UA version, I suggest you make a copy of your character
absolutely
before making those changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work off of my copies anyway, but I just wanted to see if we liked if we could just switch it, or if we needed to talk with you first or whatever. So
no, that should be just easy because it's already an ability you have. If it's like, oh, here's this new thing that's in Tasha's and I've never used it before, then we'd have to have a talk. But if it's, hey, I'm using this and now it's published, okay, let me just
perfect.
Yep, Tasha's hideous laughter. I know people who like to use that quite frequently.
I have used it many times in my D&D career. It's so good.
Yes. So
that and Otto's irresistible dance.
I don't think I've had someone try to use that one yet.
It's so good. I love it so much.
I will take your word for it. Oh, come on. Macarena, really?
I'm mimicking Dave from Realmsmith trying to open
Oh,
the
that's
door.
right.
Yeah, that's right.
The door.
One of
Yeah.
These, one of these.
Does that mean Sterling
That
does
was actually
the
funny.
robot whenever he hears music? Or is that too typecast? Alrighty,
And
so
let me throw one more thing out there.
Go for
Anybody
it.
in the U.S., thank you for voting. If
Yes.
you're eligible to vote and you voted, thank you. Don't care who you voted for, just the fact that you did it.
yeah,
Yep.
it doesn't matter who you vote for. It's just if you have the opportunity, make sure you get out and get your.
Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
regardless of the outcome, it is what it is for till the next cycle.
Thanks, Sid. We couldn't do it without you.
We're not digging that up. I'm stopping that right now. We are not digging that up.
Yeah, that goes back a couple hundred years.
Yeah, we're not digging that up.
Moving right along.
All right.
Hey,
Okay, so
I'm trying to get my
last
green
week we
card.
had a wonderful one-shot, Strahd Must Die in Space. That episode is now up on YouTube at Scuba Studio YouTube or YouTube/Scuba Studio. You can check out
it out.
all of those shenanigans. Which was quite a lot of fun. The party managed to I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch it. It was a lot of fun. And afterwards, you guys had woken up having a really vivid dream of this experience. It has been roughly 6 months since you defeated the dragon and brought peace to the Twilight Gap. So in that 6 months, you've had time to do various things and accomplish various things. And we're kind of coming back into town. You guys are chatting with Tinkerbell. Had several chats with her over the course of the 6 months. Obviously, you've had priorities on different things, seeing how to accomplish working on your base in the Shadowfell, as well as some explorations and whatnot. So what would you guys like to talk about or work through? Oh, yeah, before we do that, let's point out that the name of the group has been established. It is now Shadow Watch. And we are starting a new adventure. The adventure is called Shards of the Day. So we will see how that goes. That will tie in with our conversation with Tinkerbell. And then go from there.
Shads of the day.
Shads of the
Was
day.
that Shads of the Day?
Shards.
Oh, shrugs of the day.
But it is actually spring. It's getting to be spring. You guys have weathered the winter of the Twilight Gap back and forth with the Shadowfell, so it is now getting to be spring. The days are longer. There's actually sunlight for the first time in 6 months.
It burns.
It's not the brightest sunlight, but it is actually sunlight. You can actually tell.
Okay.
However, there is no night in the traditional sense. It's daytime.
Since there's no wild magic out there, I'd like to run Druidcraft to see what the day's going to be like.
Don't give them any ideas, Shad.
Oh, he's just all about let's poke the bear now.
Tempting fate.
No Pipka's out there just ready and waiting.
Hey,
with
I got my
wild
spell
magic.
in. That's all I cared about. I got my spell in.
It's like you're scared that there's these tricksters watching you from some unknown dimension, and every so often wanting to pluck at the strings of fate.
It's creepy.
Tie him into little knots. Stop it. No, I
No,
should
you Shad.
Dang it.
Yeah.
Wild magic. Thank you for the bits. I will make a note. We have a wild magic in play for the next spell.
I am your elder, Dish Pickle. I know where you sleep in the Vistani world.
Wake up with the horse's head on the pillow next to you.
Great reference. Let's
What
have
could
some fun. Will, go and roll a d20 for me. Snag, go and roll a d20, and Anari, go ahead and roll a d20.
I need.
Uh-oh.
Oh, see, now you're going to blame me.
Oh God, why?
Thank you again for the bits, Dish Pickle, while they're rolling.
14 for Anarian.
So is high good or low bad or
Just tell
It's
me the
just
result.
a number.
fine? I'm somewhere in the middle. I got an 8. It's fine. I'm somewhere in the middle.
You got an 8.
Yeah. That didn't sound good.
And Will?
1.
All right.
Dang it.
Will, you dictated the temperature. The temperature is normal for this season. Snag, you dictated the wind. There is no wind. Anari, you got precipitation, and there is a light rain today.
Nice.
Light spring shower.
Spring showers.
Spring
Spring
shower.
Mayflowers. Welcome, May.
Mayflowers.
And by the way, we're up to 3 wild magics.
I was just
Oh.
checking that.
Oh, for goodness sake. See, you had to poke the bear, didn't you, Shad?
Yeah, I think we make Shad cast the next 3 spells.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I can go through combat without having to cast spells. I don't think the rest of you can say the same.
I think I could get away with it.
Well, yeah, you could too, but the other
Threaten.
two.
Don't threaten the pickle. Oh, I
Oh
want a
boy, we're
t-shirt.
getting off on a great start. It's November. We got the holiday season right around the corner. We are going to have some fun and giggles and all of those things.
Totally. It's done, Sid. It's done.
I don't see Snowball. I see Snow Golem.
So that came from Noah.
That was a really evil laugh.
So I will relay. I don't know wherever we are. I will relay what the weather is.
You got like I said, you guys are in town. It's it's kind of in town, so it's a spring rain. It's a spring rain, so it's not terrible.
So negotiations with Tinkerbell.
Let you guys handle that.
That's
What-
all Anarian.
Oh, I was going to say, what are we negotiating exactly?
There's been some back and forth over the past months trying to work through covering the for some materials for you for what you've done for renovations, spell components, those types of things. But there's still a matter of trying to get a good kind of resolving some lingering feelings you guys had over the attempt to make displacer cloaks.
Okay.
And so wanting and the dragon and some of the other materials you've brought her over the past several months, and kind of trying to find a good position to be in, so to speak.
Okay. So the dragon components, the books that we had brought from the Shadowfell, essentially negotiating the credit
value
that we'll
of
receive
those
versus
and
the
how
lack
to.
of. Okay. So do you need me to roll a persuasion?
It'll be a persuasion, and it'll be what is the value? Persuade me on what value you guys think all of that stuff is worth.
Okay. And I'm going to go based off of our notes, and I'm not going to try to bounce the price at all, but the books we had estimated the value is about 5,000. The dragon pieces and components was about 10,000 from what
500.
500 for the books.
Yeah.
Books.
Okay.
500 for the books.
Meyer. So but the dragon components was 10,000, right?
Yeah, 10,500.
So 10,500 is kind of the benchmark of what we're trying to reach here.
Mhm.
All right.
No one
So
will never get it, but hey, you got to try, right?
no, exactly. So persuasion check rolls at a 21.
Alrighty.
That's why we let you do this.
Yes.
Got my coffee pot and my creamer and that right next to me.
Alrighty.
Got my D&D
And your biscuits
game.
and gravy.
No,
Oh
that's crazy.
man, see, you went there. Damn it.
That's twice he's done that today. We need to be having words.
So-
with him.
A
And
lot
here's the thing.
like a certain franchise of films where every film somebody says, "I got a bad feeling about this."
About this, yeah.
Every session we are going to have somebody is at some point going to say, "Biscuits and gravy."
And I'm just
Weird.
going to tell you something, Steve. Your Druidcraft now that Shad cast and that you provided, it is now sprinkling and raining at my house. It just started.
Oh, weird.
I'm blaming you.
Dang it, Dish Pickle.
Thank you again for more bits, Dish Pickle. That's
Thank you
4.
for the bits, Dish Pickle.
Hey, how about helping the party a little bit here, Dish Pickle, instead
He
of
is helping the
constantly
party.
working against us?
It's more fun this way.
Oh,
Okay,
all
get
right.
casting spells, Shad. Get casting spells. On with it.
I don't have any. I can cast Charm Person on you. I mean,
What could possibly go
spell would
wrong?
you like me to cast right now?
Well, she did not roll well enough to counter that, but she also does not have that much in her stores. So
Okay.
what she's
How
willing
about-
to do is offer you credit in the amount of the 10,500.
How about if we and again, this is because some of that we gave to Steve Ramergen as well. How about if we spread that between her and the guild in credit?
All
Would
right.
I think the party would be in agreement with that. Yes.
Yep.
So that we have credit with the guild still, and we have credit with Tinkerbell also.
All right, go ahead and give me another persuasion for Ramergen.
Okay.
I still think Tinkerbell.
Oh,
is the
see, you're gonna hate me, Steve.
Natural 20?
That was a natural 20.
Oh,
Yep. And no way Ramergen can counter that. So yeah, he will take it and take that in accordance also with your letter of mark. So now you have with the guild's backing, you have credit in this town totaling 21,000 gold.
Ooh, buddy.
As a thank you, again, as a thank you and all of that. So
And we get to keep the letter of mark. Did I understand that correctly?
in taking into account the letter of mark, he's doubling the value of credit. You have credit. You have a total credit with every artisan within this city, totaling 21,000 gold.
And just to kind of negotiate that out with him so he doesn't feel like he's being misplayed. I think as a party, we'd be willing to stick with the 10,500 credit, but keep the letter of mark.
Okay, you want to keep the
So instead of him doubling our credit, yeah, instead of him doubling our credit, we'll keep the credit as is, but we want to keep the letter of mark for the two cities.
Well, the letter is only for the one city. The other city
that's
is a
right.
different
I'm sorry.
guild hall,
It was,
different guild master to negotiate with.
That was for Magnamore. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So if he's willing to do that instead of doubling the credit, I think we would be in agreement with that.
Okay. So yeah, he will accept those terms.
Okay. So now we get to keep the letter of mark.
So for Dupree, you have
Magnamore, right? That's where Steve Ramergen is.
It's the web.
Yep, Magnamore.
Yep. So for that city, you have a 50% off. You have a 50% off on all items with the guild shops in the city.
Awesome.
Which they're a pretty substantial guild. They have control over every artisan within the city. So you've made use of that and whatnot. So
and I think the party will be satisfied with that negotiation, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Okay. The one thing I would like to add is if she does make anything really cool out of the dragon, we'd love to be able, if we're around, to have an opportunity to purchase it.
Yep, she'll give you first dibs on what she has in stock whenever you guys are in town.
Okay.
I would also like to point out that I bring her something delicious every time we go see her.
Okay.
Oh, I guess Dish Pickle missed our announcement of our new team name because he just asked what it is.
Yep. New team name is Shadow Watch.
I like it. I don't know who suggested that one, but whoever did, thanks.
As you guys have been going about, at some point over the latter part of the 6 months of spring has started to settle in. You have a messenger comes to you and delivers a gold lettered invitation to a Baron Rodrigo Anaro Costa, his residence, which is about a mile outside of town.
Ooh, say that again.
I may butcher the pronunciation. I apologize, but it's a gold lettered invitation to the estate of Baron Rodrigo Anano Costa.
Anano.
Spelling on that is RODORIGO ENANO CASTA.
Thank you.
I can help you with the first one. It's Rodrigo.
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 But does he speak with a Scottish accent, though? Positively shocking.
And just so you know, enano in Spanish is like dwarf. It's short.
Ah.
Oh. Cool. This is why it's helpful to know more than one language.
It is.
That's so cool.
So it's Rodrigo Shorty Costa.
Okay.
Hey, that's what I am. I'm a short caster.
And it's about a mile outside of which town? The western
The
town?
city you're in, Magnamar.
Magnamore. Okay.
Magnamore.
Cool. Then I think that would be a invitation we'd want to take up, would we not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't think I've stayed in one place this long.
Make new friends and influence people, shall we?
Or new enemies?
Let's
Okay,
not do that.
So I think you've done enough of those.
I'm the rogue. What do you want from me?
So, I mean, the letter is kind of out of the blue. So, doing any kind of investigation on who this is, the information you find out is he is a very wealthy and powerful dwarven diplomat who has made a residence nearby. He's known for throwing very lavish parties.
So I think
Shiny party.
So is there a date and time that we're supposed to be there, or is it just a please come here?
Just come, please come.
Okay. So this isn't some kind of a party we're being invited to. Okay.
No, this is kind of out of the blue. Messenger comes up to you and delivers this letter, and then heads off. And as you look over, it's a very fine-looking letter with gold embossed writing and everything. It's very fancy.
This is the fanciest letter I've ever seen.
Yes.
Me too. Shall we go?
I think we should.
Yeah. Be good
Ask
to get
for directions and figure out our way over there and head that way.
All right. Doing some inquiries, you find that his residence, like I said, is about a mile west out of town. As you come up to it, it's it's a pretty significant kind of as you see it. When you guys first came into town, you didn't come from this direction, so you didn't see it initially. But as you kind of go to this, you see it's a fairly nice established mansion, not quite as big as the Twilight Mansion, but still a very nice abode. You arrive at the Baron's residence to find there are no other guests. Servants usher you into a richly furnished den and provide refreshments. Soon the Baron enters with a hearty, "Well, well, you have arrived." He pours himself a drink and settles his stocky dwarven frame into a large overstuffed chair. He sips his drink and scrutinizes each of you over the lip of his glass. It's hard to decide whether there is merriment, wisdom, or both in the old dwarf's pale eyes. "You're wondering why in the nine hells an old dwarf wants the likes of you, eh?" With that, he rises from his chair and rings a small bell. A servant quickly arrives carrying a long, narrow wooden chest. The Baron continues. "I won't just tell you, I'll show you." His servant places the chest on a low table and exits the room. The Baron produces a small silver key from his pocket and unlocks the chest. He waits for you to gather around, obviously wishing to make a big presentation as dramatic as possible. He whips open the chest, grips an object within and rises it over his head. "Behold," he exclaims, waving his sword dangerously near your faces. "The Shard of Dawn."
Shard of Dawn?
Shiny?
It is
Very
shiny.
Very shiny.
Very shiny.
Where did you get this?
Of old Dwelavian was a magnificent underground city, but its exact location has long been lost. The city was damaged in an earthquake and abandoned. Unsavory creatures take up residence there. Constant warfare in the city's new denizens sealed many of the entrances from sunlight. At this point, he stops, rubs his hands together gleefully, and looks at you. His dark eyes are intense and gleaming with hope and expectation. He continues, "But the possibility at that end, his long search might truly be in sight." His voice becomes louder and clearer. "But now, I have a map to a possible entrance to this underground city. And I have you, brave, resourceful band of adventurers." The Baron winks at you and gives you a little laugh. "Yes, make no mistake, I have made inquiries of your character and nature of your band. I have done so with many groups, and I would be a fool not to. Don't you think? There are so many adventurers these days who merely take the money and run. So I've chosen you for my quest. Shall we discuss this matter further?
We're honored that you would ask us.
He goes in to explain that the sword is part of an item that was crafted by the dwarves and given to elves, a sign of peace between the two races, and has long since been lost.
Oh.
And he has used his power and influence to chase down leads and figure out where this is, which he has finally come to this abandoned underground city.
Do you have any idea what the rest of the item looks like?
There are several items. There's several other swords and a sphere that all kind of interconnect to create one larger item.
Cool. Intriguing. Never heard of such a thing.
You mentioned some new denizens of this city and new creatures that have taken over. Any information on what those might be?
Probably all manner of beasties that live in the Underdark. Duergar, Drow, Sniblivin, all manner of creatures. I mean, the city's deep underground, so you'd be venturing into the Underdark to check this out. I
see.
The city itself was abandoned long ago. Snag, go ahead and make a history check. In fact, you all could, based on your researching in the library.
Ooh, 19. That'll be a 23.
Ooh.
Check.
History check.
History.
19.
Mine was a whopping 11.
Just while this is all going on, Shrag's going to have actually just like sat down on the floor and sit there cross-legged and put the book out onto his knees, and he's actually like peering up at the sword and sketching it.
You in your research, you came across and the book kind of relays this, and the rest of you kind of discussing it. The shards were created by elves and given to the dwarves, so apologize, I had that flipped. Long ago, and their assistance in one of the many goblin wars. The swords were kept in the royal treasury of Dwelvin, and for a time were loaned to powerful warriors as a sign of the king's favor. It's not clear how they ended up in the treasure trove gathering dust. It is likely they were merely in the treasury for safekeeping, and then the earthquake struck and the city was lost. The city was a huge dwarven complex underground. So you could read tales of some of the goblin wars and whatnot where this kind of came about, because the history, the amount of information in the library is dating hundreds of years back.
So to summarize, and if I understood correctly, then you're asking that we go into this city and obtain for you the other shards and orb?
Yes. I'd like to, before my time comes and I have to go, and before I go to Morden's table, I would like to restore this item and restore this item to its glory and give it back as a sign of mending fences and just as a show of dwarven history.
And in return, you are proposing what?
In return, I am proposing, as a retaining fee, I will give each of you a gem that is worth 5,000 gold. And I will offer you a combined sum of 50,000 gold and gems if you bring back all the remaining pieces. Okay. Now, if you don't manage to find them all, then I will reward you per piece at roughly 10,000 gold per piece that you can divide up amongst yourselves. So the retaining fee is of a gem worth 5,000 for each of you, and a combined bounty of 50,000 at the complete if you find all the remaining items.
Okay.
Very generous.
Sounds
So
reasonable.
I'm assuming then, based on the math, that there's 1 sphere and 4 pieces of these swords
Yes.
for a total of 5. Okay.
5 items that still have to be recovered. Shregnez, in your conversation with your book, there is some of the other swords are there's a sword of twilight, a sword of noon, and a sword of midnight, and a silver hemisphere that they all kind of connect into.
And your intentions are just to give them back to the Society of Dwarves?
Essentially, yes.
That's very honorable of you.
Can I make an insight check sort of while I'm sat on the floor watching him quite closely to see if he's actually telling the truth?
By all means.
It's going to be a total of 19.
He's genuine in the fact he wants to reassemble this item, and that his intentions are, again, to recover a piece of lost dwarven history.
Cool. I'll nod and carry on sketching away, but yeah, it's all good.
Okay.
This sounds like a perfect job for us to get us out of our mini retirement. I'm ready to get back on the road again.
And all you have is the map to
I have
what
a
you
map
believe
that
to be the
leads to
location?
the entrance. After that,
It's
unknown.
unknown. Very well.
Also, he says if you find anything else of value, he may keep it. He's only interested in the shards of day and having that fully assembled.
How
Oh,
how far away is this location?
Your first travel will be to a place called the Digs, which is a silver mine that is about a day's travel west into the mountains, and from there it's leading from there down into the Underdark.
This sounds like a mighty adventure.
I think the group is in agreement with your terms. So
Most
we shall
certainly.
prepare and set out.
Okay.
Immediately.
Alrighty. So with that, he offers you again fine wines and ales and food, and spends the evening regaling various stories of what he's heard, different leads he's followed down, and writes up a contract that basically just summarizes and gives you your retaining fee.
I'm going to ask him if he's any relation to a dwarf named Tamazar when he's drawing up the contract.
We will let the fates decide, or the chaos decide.
Yes. Please. That would be so funny.
He doesn't know that particular dwarf by name, but he's heard rumors of an up-and-coming documancer in Waterdeep who disappeared some time ago and has not been seen for a while.
No idea where he could be.
Know it.
Just
Great.
curious.
He has contacts in Waterdeep, so
It's almost like we're setting off on an adventure.
Sorry about that.
my
I
first
forgot.
thought was the Hobbit with Bilbo running down with the contract in his hand. It's like I'm going on an adventure.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That was good timing.
I forgot to turn off my.
We start with it.
Oh.
The ringtone comes up, and then the map comes up on screen. There's a little red line going across the map as we make our way. to the
as we go west for a day. Yeah,
Oh, if I had a post production team, I would totally do that.
That was quite funny.
Maybe not the music, but just the whole montage.
Yeah, that was quite funny.
Life
All
goals.
right.
I have that song in my head now.
Oh, another DM inspiration.
Oh, this
Oh,
is
roll a
stacked, yeah,
d6. Oh, okay.
Oh,
an
so
interesting
now they're
one.
randomizing it. Yeah, interesting. Thank you, Keyleth.
Ooh, interesting twist up.
Morning,
Ready.
Jinxie.
So another DM, another inspiration for Wilhelmina at her next opportunity.
Thank you.
That off. And then this one for Q. Roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, I get the inspiration. The rest will go to you in that order. Here we go. It's a 2. So I get another inspiration I can use.
Yay.
Ouch.
It's fine. It'll be okay.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong?
Everything.
So I think we'll prepare.
All right. How would you like to
after-
prepare? It's late. It's evening when you come back to the lodging house inside Magnamar. The following morning, the day is yours to prepare. How would you like to prepare for this adventure?
Underdark.
Is there any strange, unusual terrain between here and there that we have to cover? Do we need climbing gear or anything
No.
like that?
The
there a
location
library?
is a mine that is somewhat used. It's not a very profitable mine. There's just a little bit to keep people interested, but most people give up. So it's getting to the mine is not entirely treacherous. It's walking across. It's traveling across. Like I said, it's about a day between the city and the mountains, and then kind of up into the mountains for the mine.
Is there a library where we can do any kind of research?
Yeah,
say-
there's a small library of sages and that some academics use. Some of the information there is a little more up to date than the library you have in your fortress.
Okay, would like to do a little bit of research. So the dwarven cities, there's probably since it disappeared so long ago, I'm not as concerned. I'm personally not as concerned about that, but the Underdark, I would definitely want to see what we can find and learn about that before we leave.
I'm not
Okay.
terribly educated on the Underdark.
I'm gonna say certainly from the point of view environmental hazards, sort of radiations, darkness, stuff like that. What actually goes on down there?
Do you want an investigation check for the research?
Yep.
Or okay.
I'm glad you asked because I was rolling and I got a nat 1 + 4. So
Oof.
I'm too busy looking at the shiny diamond or the shiny gem, I guess.
The
I don't
gem.
know.
Okay, I've rolled a 17 + 4 for investigation. That's total 21.
Alrighty.
Nice job.
That beat my 15.
Wilhelmina,
Oh,
did you
Sorry.
want
I was
to
rolling
did you want to do research as well, or is there something else you wanted to do?
yeah. Actually, I'd like to just kind of research specifically the beasts that are there, the denizens, so to speak.
Okay. What did you get?
Not great. 12.
12. Okay. All right. So you were wanting to research beasts. Anari, what is it you wanted to research about the Underdark?
Just general environs, and then also because I don't know much about it, I would like to know some of the things we might be coming up against. Not necessarily the normal occurrences, so to speak, but perhaps those aberrations or oddities that would not be considered as typical in an Underdark setting, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, we already know, for example, that there's going to be Drow and Drugar. He's already told us that. But what are the things that would maybe not be normal in those circumstances?
Okay. All right. And Shrag, what did you want to research?
So literally the environmental hazards, sort of the kind of stuff you might expect down there actually in the Underdark. how it sort of differs from other places we've been rather than just normal caves and stuff. What actually kicks in down there, be it radiation, sort of underground sort of threats, stuff like that.
Okay. And Obsidian, what is it you wanted to try and research? Granted, we know the result, but just for the sake of knowing.
Well, I was more like a general research type thing. What is it? What can we expect? Is it breathable air? I mean, just the generic type
Okay.
stuff.
So working my way around. So Obsidian, for your research on that, the Underdark is considerably subterranean. It's typically lack of any kind of light, daylight or whatever light is there is typically off of any lichens or funguses and whatnot that grow in the Underdark. It's a completely different kind of biome than what you're used to seeing in the surface.
Okay.
A lot of rocks and passages. There are a lot of and then moving into like creatures and whatnot is kind of some working all through all that as you kind of come together. There are a lot of creatures that don't rely on sight. There are a lot of creatures who burrow through the ground. There are a lot of predatory creatures that are in the Underdark. You come across stories about giant worm-like creatures that some people have talked about. There's even a copy of a tome from a fairly famous monster documentarist from Waterdeep called Volo, and he goes into some detail about some of the creatures that live in the Underdark. So there are various kind of communities that are spread out, but there's a lot of twists and turns, and people. So there are many people who go into the Underdark who never come back out. So and then Schnagaz, as you were looking in there, some of the more recent events conversing with your book is there's been definitely further away on the other side of the continent where there's some of the more well-known areas of the Underdark. There's been a lot of unrest. Something about some of the so there are different wild magic areas. There are areas where there's no magic. There's a lot of demonic. There was a lot of reported demonic activity, from some of the Veil from the Abyss. There's even a tale of some incident involving a drow city called Mesobarazon and a demon prince that got released in the Underdark somewhere. But it's all very far away, and so the information is somewhat out of date, so you're not sure how far that may have spread along the Underdark to you. But it's definitely not a place for the faint of heart. And again, it's one of those, there's no daylight, so you'd have to have your own light sources or have to make use of the various flora and fauna that does exist under there. But you guys get enough of it, enough knowledge to know, okay, well, there's a facsimile of wood, there's a facsimile of the lichens and whatnot, but there are a great number of creatures that call it their home. Everything, some of the more fearful ones are large beasts, umber hulks, worms. That seems to be the veil between the prime material and the abyss is somewhat thin there. So there's a chance of running across various demons and subdemons. There's also stories of illithid, mind flayers in the Underdark to be avoided. There hasn't been a recent expedition into the Underdark for a while, and a lot of your information comes from stories and publications from Waterdeep that had made their way across to the library here in the city. Local lore says that there's some talk of some ancient Dwarven and Duergar complexes, but those have all kind of been lost to time, and certain details are not there. Cross-referencing it with your library research, which speaks of things in the tone in which the library in the Shadowfell speaks of it, it's a little more current. But as you're comparing it, you're seeing that it's a few hundred years out of date, and there are some talk of some of the conflicts their description of the Underdark is a little safer than what it is based on what you're reading now. So obviously something's happened over the last few hundred years. Some of the there's some small mentions of the city you're going to and how it's kind of up on a lake. There's a large Underdark lake, large enough to be a kind of an inland sea in the Underdark.
Wow.
So there's quite a bit of information, just as a broad strokes, kind of looking over. It's definitely a place you want to prepare for. And there are lots of twists and turns, so it could be you go down there, you may not come back out, or you may not come back out for months or years.
All right, so I turn to the guys and go, we may need to buy some extra provisions and rations.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
So
Also,
we definitely
Shrek-
will want to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Ropes, climbing equipment, because if there are sort of cracks and earthquakes and sort of rough terrain stuff, we might have to climb between levels. So definitely make sure we've got our ropes, pittons, hammers, stuff like that with us as well.
I was going to say that we had already purchased a lot of the ropes and pittons and crampons and so forth, climbing gear based on our environment here. Would those translate to
Any kind of climbing
Underdark?
gear would
Yeah.
work for that.
And that's what I was going to say. We may not necessarily need to buy new. Some of what we already have should still function. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Shrag, it seems like your documentation is going to be very valuable. All of this is very out of date and old.
So we can make some new notes when we go down there. Maybe sell the notes?
Yeah. So many good notes to get. Shiny notes. Also, as we're researching.
Volo is always open to more information.
So
You and Flo are going to be fast friends.
how much would it be for us to go buy 30 days worth of rations each?
While he's looking that up, I just want to say, as we're researching, you can see Will start getting really, really excited to go on this adventure.
Are we talking like little jumping up and down, like squeeze and clapping of the hands? And
No, just like an extra pep in the step, sparkle in the eye, big grin.
And you'll see while Anarian's thinking about all of this, he's doing some more of his origami.
Yes.
while he's-
Rations are typically 5 silver for a day's worth, and it weighs about 2 pounds per day. So, depending on how you want to calculate that out, obviously your letter of marque gives you a discount, so it'd be 3 silver per day a ration.
Also, guys, just so you know, I do have the ability to prepare a spell that will allow me to create food.
There's also foraging in the Underdark. You can forage and find various funguses and mushrooms and whatnot, or, number of the creatures can be prepared. So if somebody wants to take a stab at an
Nature
Underdark
check.
cookbook,
Well, that's kind of where I was just going, knowing how much all that weighs and thinking about it. We would want to do some research to know which fungus that we could eat versus what may be dangerous down there.
all
Yeah.
right.
No, we don't
I
wanna
think
be-
that would be, and maybe cut our rations back to like a 2-week period instead of the full 30 days,
if
and
they-
then try to find a book about foraging in the Underdark and food preparation in the Underdark.
at this point, Shrag's going to sort of look at you guys, and he's going to look sort of a little bit like sort of, well, this is rude kind of thing he wants to talk about, a little bit embarrassed. And he's going to pull this little like sort of pouch out from inside his cloak, and he's going to unroll it. And it's actually a set of cook's utensils.
you can cook.
He's been holding out on you.
Aha!
All
Well,
right.
I guess that's a good thing to know.
We don't
Yeah,
need
he's been holding
rations.
out on you.
Yes.
I have my hobbies.
All
Hobbies
right.
That
are
could be a
hobbies.
very useful hobby, I think.
You are a very multi-talented goblin.
Thank
So
you.
just so, so just so we know, if I do use the spell to create food and or water, it only lasts for 24 hours, but it's a lot of food.
Mm-hmm.
It's enough for
Okay.
15 humanoids to eat all day,
So
Right.
but it only lasts
Realistically.
for a day.
yeah, okay.
Good thing to have. Good
Well, we
thing to
won't
have
go-
just in case.
Yeah, we won't go hungry.
It is
Okay.
a slightly higher level spell, the 3rd level.
Well, I mean, depending on how you go about it, there's foraging and whatnot, and there are various communities to trade with. Not everything is entirely hostile, but again, it's all about how you go about it.
Okay.
Got it.
Probably maybe water's going to be some of the most important bit as well, because obviously there'll be food and stuff, but maybe finding clean, safe water that's not irradiated and stuff might be harder.
So
maybe
that's
sort
a
of-
that's a good point. So I'd like to go to one of our shops
Mm-hmm.
and see if anybody has an alchemy jug that we could get to take with us for water.
I also have a 1st level spell that allows me to create 10 gallons of water. That does not go bad.
Maybe
So
so get
that-
some additional water
Some-
skins and stuff then.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe some additional containers to
Well,
Take
the
the
alchemy
water.
jug is pretty much a limitless supply of refilling water, or
Yeah.
refilling
Alchemy
any
jug is
liquid that you wanna make use of.
And if you ever need 2 gallons of mayonnaise.
Alrighty then.
So I would like to.
So
at least
Obsidian's going to
inquire
check. Yeah.
if it's
Uh,
there. If not,
Give me an
then,
investigation check.
+4,
The alchemy jug is a
9.
single item.
Not able to find one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Tink said she could probably make one in a couple of weeks, but
We told the Baron we would be setting out
Yeah.
within a couple of days. So I think that is not enough. That's not sufficient time.
I mean, to be
Um,
fair, with the amount of stuff we can make ourselves, and we've got food we can make, we've got water we can make in an emergency, we
Yeah.
can cook
I just
some of the
didn't
stuff
want
we
to
take with us.
take 2 of her spell slots for food and water. That's why I was trying to find an alternate.
Yeah. And the
And-
effort I
and
think is worth
again,
the effort.
if
but
you already
don't
have
find
10
it,
to 2 to 3 weeks of food amongst all of you, she's not going to need to use those
Right.
for a while. So, you
Right.
know,
We'll be good.
and I think if we kind of spread it out and alternate between rations and what we can forage and so forth, I think we'll be all right.
I've also heard stories of druids creating these yummy little berries that can
Ooh.
sustain you for a day.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can figure that out because I don't have that ability right now.
You don't have good berry?
I don't have good berry. No.
Well, you should see if you can get good berry.
Let
You
me
have it?
consult Shrag's book.
There you go.
Drag look for some good berries.
Shraggy's shiny book.
I mean, to
Yeah.
be fair, though, I mean, it's again, as Chad was saying, there was to save having to waste the spells, but if we take some additional empty containers, when we do use the spell slot to make that water, we can get more fresh at the time and store it. So maybe
Yeah.
get sort of the water skins we can store in the bag of holding, so we're not putting too much
Yeah.
more weight on.
So
yeah,
that's a
because
good
you
point.
you do have the various bags and pouches of holding that you guys have acquired.
Mhm. So
Water
would
skin
like to
is
pick
about
up 2
5
water skins.
pounds fully filled up.
Okay.
I'd like to go ahead and buy 2 more water skins then and put them in the bag of holding.
All right, that'll set you back 2 silver.
Pricey.
Well, they're 2 silver a piece, but you have your letter of mark as heroes of the city with the guild, or in good
Silver.
you're in good standing with the guild, so your letter of mark is in good standing. So
Awesome.
So, and water skin, we now have 3. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll probably get a couple just to be on the safe side as well.
So
Yep.
5 pounds. So a water skin holds a little bit less than a gallon, because a gallon of water is like 8 pounds, right?
yeah, well, that and the material to make the water skin,
Okay.
which we're talking that's going to be some type of leather or animal. Most common was like an animal intestine that had
Yep.
been refurbished to hold water.
Yummy.
Try not to think about it. It's water. It keeps you hydrated.
Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. It's been tanned. It's cleanish.
Yeah.
So I put the 2, fill them with water and put them in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Yep.
So between us rope-wise, I take it we've all got at least one set of 50-foot of rope.
I actually have a couple of just normal rope, but then I also have a rope of climbing.
Cool. Okay, so I've got 50-foot of rope as well.
Plus we have
There's
2
also
brooms.
such things called Dungeoneer packs.
That's
Mhm. That has all the dungeoneering equipment. It might not be a bad idea for us to get at least one of those.
What's in it? If you've got it right up in front of you, Scoop.
I'm pulling it up. Trying to
I was gonna
re-pull it
say-
up right now.
I can pull it up too.
I have 50 feet of rope and
Dungeoneer's pack costs 12 gold. It includes a backpack, a crowbar, a hammer, pitons, torches, 10 pitons, 10 torches, a tinderbox, 10 day of rations, and a water skin. The pack also has 50 foot of hempen rope strapped to the side of it.
I already have all of that, so I don't need it.
And that's what I was going to say. I think most of us as our starting equipment have something equivalent to that. But what I
Yeah.
was thinking is perhaps it might be worthwhile to get one extra and maybe we divide the items just amongst the party and have just that extra amount.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
just-
also the Explorer's pack, which has your backpack, bedroll, mess kit, all that type of thing. So if you don't have those, I think having both the combination of the two, or if you want to offset the items one or the other.
You said
Bedroll.
You said
we're
the
gonna be sleeping
dungeon.
on the ground.
You said the dungeon one is 12 gold.
Yep. The
Okay.
Explorer's pack is 10 gold.
Okay, and with our discount,
That's 50% of that.
so
That's
6
65.
and 5, so 11 gold. I will purchase those.
Okay.
I'm so generous.
Add an Explorer's pack and a dungeon pack.
And we can
I was gonna
visit
say-
all items later.
We can always divide the equipment amongst, or even just put it in the bag of holding for
Actually,
sake of
it's more of a
easy.
grid, isn't it?
here's something, and I will, since I'm just thinking about this now.
God.
Tink was able to create a set of handy haversacks.
Hey,
That would be very useful.
very cool.
So then instead of buying the Dungeoneers packs, actually no, let me rephrase. So what would it cost for those two handy haversacks?
The handy haversack from
Don't put it in a bag of holding.
Yeah, don't put a bag of holding in it
Yeah,
either.
don't do that.
Yeah, don't do either of those items,
We'll-
either of those
we'll
things.
We'll have much bigger problems.
Hmm.
And don't put sharp stuff in it either.
Don't put what?
You don't want to rupture it. You don't want to tear it.
Okay, sharp stuff.
I think you could put sharp stuff in. You just don't want sharp stuff poking it.
For those who are unfamiliar with the handy haversack, this backpack has a central pouch and two side pouches, each of which are extra dimensional spaces. Each side pouch can hold 20 pounds of material, not exceeding a volume of 2 cubic feet. The large central pouch can hold up to 8 cubic feet or 80 pounds of material. The backpack weighs about 5 pounds regardless of what's inside. So you could purchase one of those. She will give them. Most of these were made based off the dragon that you turned in, had brought to the guild, and so it's pretty much as a thank you. They will gift those to you guys.
Oh, thanks, Tink.
So
And-
it's just it's just the whatever supplies are in the Dungeoneer kits outside or Explorer kits outside of the backpacks. Here's your backpack. You just put all that stuff
Put
in.
us in it, yeah. And since Obsidian and I already have bags of holding, I would recommend that Will and Shrag take the haversacks.
Thank you.
Okay. So instead of 4, you take 2.
Oh, I thought she was only offering 2.
No, she's offering 1 for each of you.
I'll
Okay.
take one.
In that case, yeah, I'll go ahead and take it then.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
something ever happens to the bag of holding,
Yeah. No, I
And you
apologize.
can you can still carry their bag of holding as an additional 1. It's just
Yeah.
right.
now you
I-
got if you're planning to go into the Underdark, and whatever, and Part of that is also, again, word has gotten back. The Baron has hired you to go into the Underdark, or you talking with Tink. You know, you've built over 6 months, and what you've done, you've built up enough of a rapport within the guild and the city that there's a little leeway that's given to you.
Okay.
You're nice to us. We like
Yeah,
it.
and
So,
I very much appreciate that, and apologize for my misunderstanding. And we thank you, Tink.
so in response to that, when she obviously hands these backpacks over, I mean, Shrag will say it as we did last time. Knowing where we're going, is there anything that particularly she's heard of, or is only sourced from the Underdark that we could potentially bring back for us? A bit sort of minerals or something that might be of use to her.
Oh, there's always of things of use to an artificer. So depending on what that's part of the, if you happen to come across anything unique or anything interesting, or, you know, she heard that purple worms excrete gems. She's heard all kinds of various bits and baubles. She's very curious to study some of the creatures that come up. They don't come up very often, and when they do, they don't. So she's heard different stories of different clockwork mechanisms, because the people down there have tendency to come up with things. Yes. She mentions that. Will is just like, clockwork?
All right.
We let her know that we will be on
We'll
the
keep our
lookout
eyes
for
out.
items
Yeah.
that we can bring back for her.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Um,
So are
Shrag
we
is going
geared
to.
up?
So I'm just going to say Shrag's going to grab himself a bedroll as well, because that's something he's missing, because he got the Dungeoneer's pack originally, so he just needs the bedroll.
I
really.
have an extra one, and I'm a little bit over encumbered, so you can have it if you want it.
Well, you can. One of the things Shad does is he'll take and move when you look at your inventory items, you can actually go in there and make a note that you're putting it in whatever bag or item, and then you just take the weight off of
Is
the
zero
item.
out the
Yeah,
weight?
Hillary, I'll walk you through kind of what I do off stream.
Thank you. I have no idea how
Welcome.
to do that.
Yeah, I'll walk you through all of that today, so you can get your weight back down.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll just pretend I'm not over
Just
encumbered.
know it's not right, because she's gonna put it all in there.
You have to
We'll
put it
just
all
get
in there.
We'll get it on the sheet after stream, so we don't take time.
But yeah, your handy haversacks, bags of holding, which the bags of holding to hold more, but you know, just remember, don't put a bag of holding inside a handy
Inside a
haversack.
haversack,
That's
yeah.
not going to end well.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. The
Monetary and space-time continuum?
are
Because I
not
think Terran and space-time
interchangeable.
continuum.
Yeah, that would be bad.
All
So I
right.
think we're ready to rock and roll. Get a good
Just-
night's rest, and
Yeah, one last item is I'll still want to get and make sure that I stop by the arcane supply and get spell components and restock supply for that.
Yep.
I don't have any
Good.
spells that require any specifics, but no per cost items.
I still have 8 potions of healing,
Oof, that's nice.
and
I have one.
If you want to buy more, they're
3
approximately going to cost
greater.
you 25 gold each due to your letter of mark.
yeah,
Uh,
I have 12 total potions of healing, so I'm good. I don't need any.
I think Shrag will buy 2 of those, to be fair.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think I might buy a couple too. You said they're how much? 25?
25.
So 50 gold.
Yeah, pretty much anything inside Magnamar is half what the cost is in PHB or whatever is cool.
And that's for the lowest level of healing potion?
Yeah, if you
Okay.
want to get like a greater and move up, then so pull up. We have a
We can
doc
look
that
in
has
the
those
table.
prices.
Yeah.
You can look up those, or you can just say, "Hey, I'm going to use my credit to pay for that," and then you can add those in there, and we can
Okay.
sort out those
We'll
details.
sort
later.
it out later. Yeah, perfect.
Same thing I'm thinking with the haversack versus trying to write the price up now. It's you're in good standing. You got a line of credit. We're
That
good.
works. All right. So then I think, yeah, we're geared up.
Alrighty. And with that, it is roughly time for our break. So we will. Now we're back. Had to wait for the
Now we're
overlay
back.
to load.
Hello.
Hello.
So, Scoob, before we leave Tinkerbell, I'd like to turn back around and ask her to please go ahead and craft the alchemy jug for us.
Okay. She'll start working on that. It says it'll take about 2 weeks to get it crafted.
We probably won't be back by then. So just hang on to it. We'll be back shortly thereafter, I hope.
Make sure you make a note make your note in your notes section.
Yes. And then so I'm going to turn to Shrag now that he has a handy haversack to hold stuff. And I'm going to take the saddle and pass it to him and say, this is for you since you ride the mounts a lot more than I do. You will get a lot more use out of this. So I'm going to pass the saddle to him.
And he'll wrap his arms around the saddle and give it a big hug, like, shiny saddle, ha! And then ram it into his backpack. Like, hey, ha, cool, thank you.
So make sure I pulled it from my inventory, so make sure you add it to yours.
Thank you.
Anything else you guys wish to trade around?
I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Oh, I guess I'm giving Shrag one of my bed rolls.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Okay, thank you. I do bought one.
Did someone else do potions?
Huh?
Did someone else get potions? I'm just making a note.
Yeah, we already took some of the potions from the costs we discussed. So
So Will did 4. I mean, did you do 4?
I did 2. No, I did 2.
Okay.
Because I already had a couple still left from our first encounter with Day and Barham.
Okay. Excellent. Shrag, did you do any?
Yeah, I got some sand healing potions. I'm up to 4 now. And I think we were also gifted at one point a greater potion thing, which I think I ended up carrying.
Yeah.
I think that's correct.
Okay. All right.
Alrighty. Alrighty, so with that, we start to travel west, leaving Magnamar in the distance. You get a good day of travel. Not much really kind of happens. Then she will ask. We will go ahead and do another form of weather. Getting to anticipate. Like an
Yes, and I would do it because we're traveling, even though the wild magic is going to hit me.
Yes. Yes, you are.
Wow,
We're not going to get out of this.
Choice. You are going to do weather today. Okay.
You always do weather.
That's funny.
Always. You always do weather. So
not inaccurate statement.
He doesn't want me to come up with some random weather or see how the weather affects me too.
Random.
So, first thing, and again, we'll have fun. This time we'll switch it up. We'll have Anari roll for temperature. Will roll for wind, and Snageyes will roll for precipitation. So D20s.
D20s. I can do that.
Again.
18.
Yep, I've also rolled an 18.
I rolled another 1.
Okay.
I don't think I want
Nice,
to
Jill.
anymore.
Actually, no rain. So, there's no precipitation. However, it is about 40 degrees warmer than normal. So it's a hot day today. And there is a strong wind that is going to be blowing. We'll say it's blowing from the southwest.
Just blown Will away.
So as you're trudging west, it's kind of partially it's going southwest. So it's kind of at your backs.
Okay.
So.
All right. So what do I need to? I roll a percentile, right?
Yep. You roll a percentile for the wild magic table.
62.
Oh boy. You said 62? All right. For the next minute, you must shout when you speak.
It's fine. The wind's up. He's shouting over the wind.
Exactly, and I can't really shout because of my voice, but and
Well,
I shout.
we'll all go theater of the mind. Even though they're standing next to you,
Thank
you're
you.
shouting at them.
Yes,
Did you go deaf, Obsidian? What happened here?
it's the wind.
It's the wind.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
He
funny.
gets this huge, like, oversized phone to his ear. I'm on the phone. I'm in the library.
Alrighty, so that's pretty much your weather for the day
For the first day.
for the next day. As you kind of progress through, it's fairly quiet, uneventful. As you get to because you're traveling along kind of a regular kind of semi-regular kind of trade road, so to speak. You're not
Okay.
like trudging across the open wilderness. As you go.
Just thinking, as we're traveling, if we are resting, I would probably by default cast the huts. So if there's a point where we rest and we sleep and I cast the hut, we'll get one of those.
Which
wild
you would
magics out.
do after the end of the day, because
Yep.
normal pace. So I imagine you guys are not in any rush, but a normal pace, you'd get about 24 miles in a day. So this brings you up to kind of the base of the mountain. Decide to and take a rest. So as you cast your hut, go ahead and roll your wild magic result.
81.
81.
What could
You
possibly
take
go
one
wrong?
additional action immediately.
Oh man, why could that not have happened in combat? Can we save that and roll a different one for this one?
No.
That's funny.
I basically cast the hut and then find myself at the other side of the hut going like, what happened? I didn't move over here.
Okay.
Alrighty. So you guys quiet rest. Following day, progress into the mine. Kind of about midday, you start to enter the mine. Based on the information what you're seeing, the digs is a crude mine shaft that you've heard has some silver deposits in it. It's enough to keep people digging, but it's not enough there hasn't been a hit of the mother lode, so to speak. Go ahead.
It's enough to keep people currently digging, so people are going in and out of there basically.
It's not a lot. It's
Okay.
less than that. It's like you kind of go ahead and give me give me a percentile. There's probably a 1 in you're probably about a 25% chance of somebody actually digging.
94.
So yeah, there's people digging. There's probably about let's see.
Let the dice decide.
Yep, let the dice decide what is the worst that could happen.
Don't ask that. I did not ask that second half.
Like I said, this coming
But
from
I
the
know
DM.
what the worst is that could happen.
You hear an echo of somebody picking with a pickaxe through one of the ones. As you can consult your map that you were given, you start to descend down one of the shafts. It descends at about a 45-degree angle. So it's start to feel that as you're going down. The roof is kind of held in place with some flimsy-looking wooden beams and buttresses. You constantly hear little bits of gravel falling from the ways. It's just little bits, enough to keep you kind of looking about, going,
What the hell did we get ourselves into?
Start to wonder.
Yeah, whose idea was this?
This seems super safe. I will light a torch.
Alrighty.
Oh, that does beg the question.
Actually,
Everybody has dark vision.
I'm going to say,
capability,
Will,
do they
you've got your
not?
goggles. Yeah, I've
You've
got
got your dark vision goggles.
Yeah.
Do you want to light a torch or do you want to use your goggles?
Would you guys prefer I don't light a torch?
I would prefer to go stealthily, please.
All
I
right,
would
the
prefer
goggles.
not to
go.
announce our presence. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. As you're having that conversation and starting your descent, go ahead and roll stealth checks.
Ooh, ooh. So good with stealth.
Oh, and I get advantage on it now. Oof. Nat 1 and a 16, so a 26 total.
Okay.
25 for me.
Okay.
Wow.
17.
17.
So with my advantage, I also rolled a 1 and a 3. It's a total of
Oh
I'm on-
my.
I'm on 13.
Oh no.
And we were worried about Will.
I know.
Why are you worried about me? I get advantage and a +4.
I'm still trying to use having the backpack on. I think I've just banged my head.
You're too short to bang your head.
Yeah,
It's
you are.
pretty
I
rare.
mean,
This is dice jail.
if anything, it's as you're kind of sitting there and kind of adjust your pack like backpackers do, and kind of go, and you hear some things kind of cling, cling a little bit, or it's like didn't quite pack it as tightly or as securely as you wanted. So every so often, as you're walking, when you try to catch your grip, it's something in your backpack kind of rubs together and makes
It's
a noise.
his cooking utensils, isn't it?
Frag, quiet.
I'll put my ladle away later.
Little ladle,
Later, later. A little later or later now?
little ladle, ladle, ladle.
Oh,
Exactly.
So what foul manner of creature hears us coming?
A minor creature.
So
Literally, minor.
as you kind of keep following this down,
Maybe it's just the miners.
every so often the tunnel turns a sharp left or a sharp right, and then every so often it'll descend a set of cut stairs that you kind of go down, kind of keep going down, and time passes and you're kind of looking and hearing this stuff. The sound of a pickaxe kind of fades to a dull echo. Go down, and soon it after a few hours starts of going down and down and down, you come to a spot where where it kind of opens up again, and you come into a 30-foot wide, 20-foot high tunnel that was poorly made. Some dug through a rough passageway in a hurry, with no intention of using it again. As you descend, the tunnel grows wider and higher. The tunnel's descent ceases. The walls disappear as you step out onto a flat expanse of a small cavern. Directly across the cavern, the tunnel continues through a great citadel. The front of the fortress is decorated in complex reliefs of fading frescoes of dwarves at war, at work, at worship. Arrow slits and empty windows glare menacingly from strategic points along the reliefs. Apparently, there were large gates at one time, but now only great iron hinges remain. However, the tunnel mouth is not completely open. Instead of a gate, a ghastly curtain hangs across the entrance. Dangling like marionettes on strings, skeletal remains hang loosely on thick ropes. There are more than a dozen humanoid skeletons.
This is a warning to keep out.
I'm thinking.
Are they dwarven skeletons or taller?
Various. Go ahead and roll an investigation.
Oh.
Do you want all of us or just one, Steve?
Everyone who wants to investigate the room.
Okay.
23.
13 for me.
Well,
19?
can't see them from down here.
Drag, what'd you get?
12.
Obsidian?
12.
Okay. the skeletons are various sizes. Some are dwarf, some are human. There's even a Goliath skeleton in there. It's hard to tell. I mean, just as far as the size of the skeleton, it could be a large humanoid like a Goliath or a Furbog or, you know, something to those lines. But various bits. You also see various piles of skeletal remains kind of darting along. So you can see in the Roll20, that's kind of a rough idea what you're seeing. These as far as the reliefs and then the skeletons that are kind of hanging there on the curtain.
Totally forgot to open Roll20.
Shall we allow these poor souls to lie in repose as opposed to simply hanging here?
I don't like it. You don't make no more noise. Maybe they're there to make you want to do that.
Let's leave them.
All right.
They've been here long enough. I don't want to mess with them.
Alrighty.
Maybe on the way out.
We may not be coming back this way, but I understand. So let's proceed.
Alrighty. Go ahead and roll some stealth checks.
Ice down.
23.
Really? You're going to waste a nat 20 there for a total of 30?
That's what I was about to say. Same thing happened to me.
You guys both got a nat 20?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Not when I needed one, but I'll take
I
it.
know. Can I save it for combat?
That's what I was thinking.
Will, how about you?
21.
Shrag?
23. He's changed his
23?
name. Yep. he's
All
adjusted
right.
his
Alrighty,
name.
not bad. You guys are able to kind of navigate the curtain, disturbing the skeletons as little as possible. Just an occasional bit where it could almost be considered a wind of some type might have blown through. Not, and with this, you realize, based on your investigations earlier, that this was potentially some kind of early warning. So you're able to navigate that without making much noise.
Like
Oh.
cans on strings.
So, in terms of our marching order,
And for reference, I turned off the directional. I should have turned off the directional lighting for everybody.
the view. Okay.
So
Dang.
So now we just need to move the markers. Okay. Do we
As-
want to fall back to our normal where Obsidian takes point and then we have the two in the middle and I'll bring up the rear?
That'll
Or
work.
do we want to change the marching order?
Stick with it. It works.
Yeah,
Okay.
happy with
So
that.
I'll let you guys go ahead and move, or let me know which way you want to set that up.
As we go under the
Like-
skeletons, I kind of close my eyes for a second and just say a prayer to my God, to them, to make sure that she takes care of them.
that's fair.
Going that way, so you want to move backwards.
Well, isn't this the curtain? So we would have been moving where I am. Isn't that the curtain?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So I would be at the curtain. You guys would be ahead of me if we
Okay.
passed
I
it.
didn't realize that was the curtain. My apologies.
Here, I'll draw a quick little line for the curtain. So the curtain would be stretched basically across here.
Yeah. So I'm going to be right just beyond it.
We're going left.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a
Okay.
To the west.
west, right? That is a better word to use.
Alrighty. So you've progressed through. You see various piles of bones along the walls of various sizes of different humanoids.
Okay.
Just kind of try to take notice of each one
Okay.
I'm gonna say if they've already set one up as an early warning, let's keep an eye out. They've obviously set something up.
This
Right.
the corridor you enter is roughly 30 feet by 20 feet. So it's a fairly large corridor. It's kind of a high ceiling cavern. As you kind of look about, the various shadows and whatnot cast from various rocks and everything.
Never been in a cave this size. It's huge. It's bigger than some buildings I've been in.
Okay, I'm gonna
Think
continue.
you're gonna go proceed?
Creeping forward. Yep.
Okay. All right,
Kind
is
of
this the urge
be-
to move your tokens? We'll make it
Yeah.
where you guys move your tokens as you progress.
Make the we want to be careful about watching out for any type of traps or
Mhm.
anything ambushing possibilities.
A tunnel that goes off down south, or is that just a wall?
Where?
To
Going
the south,
Down in here.
this area, yeah.
There are several collapsed tunnels of the that kind of block everything off.
And the map that he gave us, did that end at the mine entrance?
Yeah, that pretty much ended right about here. There's some vague recollections further down, but the map is out of date compared to what you're seeing.
Okay. Well, we're on our own now.
We'll be exploring ourselves.
Yep. Jack.
All right. I see a door up on the left, so I want to creep up to it
Okay.
and listen.
All right. Ragnaz, are you moving forward?
I'm waiting. Yeah, okay. I was gonna hang back a bit, but I think I might move myself up north of it.
Okay. As you approach this tunnel and looking at the door, go ahead and give me perceptions.
25.
Okay.
26 for me.
Okay.
It's only an 8 for me.
Alrighty.
Natural 20. Or 25.
Oh, there you go.
There's a door. Where did it go?
Hey, look, guys, the door.
Alrighty. Because your passive perceptions are so high as you're coming through, the place has kind of had you feeling on edge. Like, so it's almost like it's too quiet. It's eerie. And then as you progress through a certain point, you hear a mechanism, and then a wall kind of closes you off.
To which direction does the wall
Behind
close? Behind? Okay.
The wall
So now
kind
we
of
can no longer
it kind of
retreat.
opens up and shifts and it closes. And the
Okay.
fact is other than the slight scraping from the mechanism, you didn't really hear it coming. And then as you look about, you start to see movement in the dark.
Alrighty
you
then. Which
see-
direction is the movement coming
Um,
from?
As you look back toward the door, as the wall or the door that just closed behind you closes up, you see some things that kind of skitter, and start to see.
I don't think we're alone anymore, guys.
Oh, there we go.
We got company.
Ah.
Uh-oh.
All
see it.
right.
Uh-oh.
You see what looks to be dwarves on these kind of spidery creatures. From your research, you notice them as striders, and they're all crawling about the ceiling and the walls.
Okay.
Are they approaching with hostile intent, or can we tell?
Just a moment to get them all into position.
Okay.
Yeah, there's more. Yeah.
All of them into position? Uh-oh. What could possibly go wrong?
So
Someone
many.
already asked that.
We asked him, now we're finding out.
So many things.
Wow.
Why are those ones green? Ah! Oh my god.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you
6,
said
7,
some of them are on the
10.
ceiling, Steve?
Yep, they're on the ceiling. They're on the walls.
That can't be possible. That's inside the room. Oh, no, it is there. Just inside the room.
Oh gosh, what's the big one?
Tell you in just a moment.
It looks like a giant spider. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh jeez. Either just keep appearing.
Hi, dolls. Just passing through.
Oh. Oh my god, what is that?
That's a lot. Yeah. You know that term, discretion is the better part of valor?
As you approach the tunnel, something dark and multi-legged issues forth. You find yourself facing 12 Duergar mounted on greasy steeders. A clatter from behind warns you as you look in that direction. Apparently, one of the blocked tunnels behind you, mere camouflage, as part of a trap. The rubble blocking the last tunnel you passed swung out to the main corridor, blocking your retreat. A score more of unmounted Duergar stand in the corridor behind you. They are accompanied by 5 widerless sword spiders. Some of the steeders have climbed the walls and ceiling. The gray dwarves' eyes glitter with malevolence as they watch you from their upright, sideways, and upside down positions. One of the upright Duergar moves forward slightly. He eyes you depreciatingly for a moment, then leads forward with both of his arms across the back of the spider's thorax. He speaks clearly. You are doomed, my little flies. Surrender now, and I promise you a quick and easy death.
Ah.
Hang on. We surrender, we still die.
Not happening.
So, as a response to that, I would like to cast Spike Growth. And what are these things behind this spider over in here?
Those are
Are
more
they on the
Duergar.
ground? Are they on the ground?
Yep.
I'd like to cast Spike Growth right in the middle of them.
Okay.
The ground in a 20-foot radius centered on a point within range twists and sprout hard spikes and thorns. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration. When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
All right.
Transformation of the ground is camouflaged to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom perception check against your spell save DC to recognize the terrain as hazardous before entering it.
And what's the distance on that again?
It's a 20-foot radius centered on a point, so I would want to, right in the middle and out.
All right, I just have to. Circle. Got to draw a circle.
Spike Growth. Cast.
Ready? You wanted to center it right here, catching pretty much catching
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
all
right.
19
Yep.
of them.
Yep.
Yes, please.
All right.
19.
Now, what happens if they start their turn in the spike growth?
When a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Okay.
Awesome.
2d4. Okay.
Plus, being difficult terrain, it's half movement.
That's fair. Okay. And you get the last wild magic surge as a result of that.
Shoot.
Forgot about that, didn't you?
Yes,
Shibli.
I did.
Roll that D100. Let's see what happens.
Can I,
Please let it be a
let's say I
fireball.
don't. 64.
How much?
64.
64.
Be a fireball.
You cast fog clouds centered on yourself.
Well,
Hey, get your fan out.
Another 20-foot radius sphere of fog at a point within range. Spreads around corners, heavily obscured, lasts for the duration. So basically, anything within
Everybody.
that is a.
We can't.
lasts an hour. Now, here's a question for you, and this is because I'm an honest person. Spike growth is a concentration spell. Fog cloud is a concentration spell.
You're not actually catching the fog cloud, is it?
But
So you're not,
right,
you're not.
I'm not actually casting fog clouds. I just wanted to make sure that didn't mess us up or mess me up.
And was it cast on him or where he cast the spell?
It was cast with him being the center point.
Right.
So that
So
will,
it doesn't follow me.
No.
It's just there.
So that pretty much covers Will in that. So you see Obsidian cast the spell, and then all of a sudden this billowing mass of fog starts to come up and surround him and surround you as well, where you now lose sight of everything outside of it. And with that,
Sorry.
we will do initiatives.
Oh no.
Oh, where's the dark green circle is one you made, Shad?
No, I didn't make. No.
That's me. I'm
Oh,
preparing something. It's fine.
okay. Cool. Oh, you guys can do that. So sweet.
I didn't know we could do that.
I didn't either.
We keep learning
That's what I
new
was
things about
practicing.
Roll20. It's great. All right, later,
Yeah.
Mayflower. Let's see how this starts.
Hi, Mayflower.
Bye.
All right, so let's get our initiatives. Obsidian, what's your initiative?
Oh, 7 plus 4 is 11.
11. Okay. Inari.
Mine is going to be a 16.
All right. Shragnaz.
Mine's going to be a 15.
Ready? And Will.
17.
Ready. Here we go. Alrighty. First up in the initiative are the sword spiders.
Oh no. Here we go.
Here we go.
So many things.
So
Alright.
just to clarify, Steve, all which stuff's on the ceiling, or is it all now come down to the ground?
Most of the Duragar on Steeders are all on the walls and ceilings. The
Yep.
only ones that are actually on the ground is the group that the spike growth has been cast on.
Yep.
The spiders are kind of some of them are on the ground, but they're kind of on the walls, crawling in to kind of surround the trap.
Cool. Okay.
So, yeah, alrighty.
How high is the ceiling in here?
It's about 20 to 30. It's a fairly large. So I would say it's probably about 20 to 30 foot high ceiling.
Okay.
So, alrighty. Let's see. So first round. Okay.
I'm afraid to watch.
All right. So first round goes by. They're kind of sitting there. They all from what you're seeing, everybody's kind of staying put. Get to Duergar in this area. So each of them will take 2d. Was going to take 2d4 of spike growth damage. Is that what you said, Chad?
2d4 for every 5 feet they move.
Well, they also starting in there. They take.
They
damage.
start. Yeah, I was going to say starting in the space, they take damage too, I believe.
Yeah. So it's 2d4 damage, right?
Shad?
Sorry. Everybody went completely mute. I didn't hear anything. Say that again.
2d4 on the initial damage on the spike growth, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty. Each going to take 6 points.
It's a lot of dudes.
Yep.
I'm kind of wishing right now that I had summoned some animals. I didn't even think about it.
We're trying to be stealthy. It wasn't the right time to do it.
Yeah. Thank you for justifying my lapse in memory.
That's accurate enough.
It's true. I did think about it when we first entered, but like you said, mastiffs and lions aren't exactly stealthy.
Alrighty, that covered them. Brings us Will. They're so far everybody's kind of standing there waiting to see what you guys were doing. So Will, what action do you want to take?
Standing there waiting to see what we're gonna do, but they already threatened us and said either we fight you or you surrender and we kill you.
Yep, they're waiting for you to decide.
Well, we're not surrendering. So I am going to cast Guardian of Faith. Okay. It's a large creature. So that takes up 2 by 2 squares, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to cast it here.
Okay.
And any creature hostile to you that moves into a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dex save.
All right.
And it looks like it's a glowing halberd and shield, and the shield looks just like the one that comes out of my arm.
All right. I've got a quick item there.
And I cannot move this one, so you don't need to worry about giving me control of it or anything.
Okay. I'm going to pull up my typical token for spiritual things, which will be an axe.
That will work.
You said it is takes up a 4 foot by 4 foot, and it has an aura of 10 feet. So anything within 10 feet does something.
Yep.
Alrighty. Is that roughly the right placement?
Looks good.
Okie dokie.
Oh, actually, sorry. I was going to do it here.
Right there?
Excellent.
Okie dokie. So anything that comes in with that space starts or comes within that space, and it's a sphere, 10 feet up, 10 feet around.
10 feet all around. Yep.
Okay, 10-foot sphere. Got it. Anari? Or Will, is there anything else you wish to do?
I believe that's all I can do right now.
Okay,
That's my turn.
gotcha. Anari?
So I'm going to move up against this first spider.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okie dokie.
So cast that on the spider, and I will make my attacks.
All right.
First will be a 13 to hit.
13 does not hit.
Actually, hang on. That was the die roll. The +9 will put it to a 22.
That will hit.
A little different.
Yeah, very much different. Okay, so that's going to hit. So it's going to do then 15 points of piercing. And then for the Hunter's Mark, that is going to be an additional 4, so 19 points
All right.
on the first attack.
Okay.
Second attack will be a 27 to hit,
That will hit.
and that one will be 16. And that will be 22 points.
Alrighty. And as a reaction, makes a leg attack, and its legs are bladed. So it will do its attack as a reaction as you're striking it.
Continue.
Yeah, it's a 9 to hit.
That'll
So-
miss.
Whew.
Alrighty. Brings us with Shragnaz.
Sorry, did I hear somebody say fireball?
Okay.
So Shrag is going to cast fireball where that green circle is. 'cause
Okay.
Thanks to Hillary, we're actually rereading the fireball spell, and actually I would look at the small sphere shape. It's a 20-foot radius, not diameter, so it's actually 40 foot across.
Okay.
So that's a big sphere that hopefully by being placed about there will go up to the ceiling as well.
Centered there. Yeah, it kind of bubbles up on top for that part. Yeah.
Yep, so that is going to be, sorry Scoob, an awful lot of dexterity saves.
Oh, 12 dexterity saves.
Yeah,
Uh,
so
A little bit more than that. There are 19 of them in that group on the ground,
Oh,
Plus
God.
plus the other 2, and then the spiders. So
Yep, sorry. 23.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, we're gonna go take a break while you do all those rolls.
no, I'm gonna do it in groups.
Um,
So first,
so
I'll
yeah.
do the 2. I'll do the spiders.
So that's a DC 15 save for that fireball, please.
Alrighty. Spiders are going to fail on that.
Yes.
Next up, we'll do the leader, and
Which one is the leader? Is it the
So
green
many
one?
guy in green.
Okay.
Was my guess, yeah.
said it was a 15 dex save.
It is indeed.
Alrighty. I'm using one of my inspirations, and the leader and his mount are make the save. And now for the 29 or the 19 of them.
So many dudes.
And yeah. Let's do it in groups of, just for the sake of this, I'll do it in groups of 5. So the first 5 make it. Next 5 make it. That's 10. Third group of 5 make it. The last group They fail. So 4 of them fail. The others make it. What's the total? What's the total damage?
Okay,
The
so
fireball?
the total damage rolled is 29.
Okay. Half of that.
14.
14.
Yeah. Rounded down.
Alrighty. So that
That's a
is
lot of
going
damage.
to suck. So 29 for the spiders.
Good.
Alright. Now with our Duergar. All of them that took damage on the spike rogue already are definitely hurting.
Actually, just a thought. Would that Duergar count as a medium creature?
Duergars do count as medium creatures.
Okay. On the leaderboard that's been hit with that fireball, then I am going to initiate Fury of the Swarm, doing 8 extra points of damage to him.
Alrighty.
Nice. Is that something you can do every turn, or
No. That's once per short rest.
okay?
The Fury of the Small.
Fury.
So that takes out.
Dish pickle, really?
Yeah, I was going to wait until Scoob was done.
Oh
Trying
boy.
not to distract him, but yeah, there's another wild magic Scoob.
Did it come in before or after the fireball?
Honestly, I don't know. I literally just looked over.
I'm looking at Let me check the activity feed. Funny. My activity feed is not up. But
the time on the screen says 12:33, which was 4 minutes ago.
I will say it came in just after the fireball, so the next spell cast will do it.
Cool.
So
Also, Shrag's going to use his disengage ability as a bonus action just to move south, so it's actually just stood behind an area.
Smart. Right next to the Spirit Guardian.
Yeah, that's him done then. So his damage is done, it's on to the next person.
alright, so cuts out 4 of them are done.
Oh,
The leader is severely damaged.
good.
Down to, because it was 8, it was 14 plus 8, so it's 22. So
Yep.
like his leader. Yep. Actually the Steeder dies
Ooh.
from that.
Is he on the ceiling still as well?
He is, falls, and that is enough to take him out, actually, because he only had like 4 hit points left. So the fall damage alone would have taken him out. So yeah, they're both off the board.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. You don't threaten the Shadow Watch.
Apparently he does. There's still an
Well-
awful lot left.
All right.
I'm thinking they are still threatening.
Almost definitely.
Well, I guess I should rephrase. You don't threaten the Shadow Watch and live to talk about it.
Which is
What,
fair.
We don't live to talk about it? Or they don't?
Yeah, we might.
Well,
Oh,
we're
cool.
threatening ourselves.
Obsidian gets a natural 20. I think that is cool. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mizik.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, Mizik's just cheered.
Oh, thank you, Rizik.
It's always good when your rogue gets a nat 20.
Oh, yeah.
Over
Certainly
something
does.
big.
I
Do I
love Scoob.
have to use that on the next roll, or can I save it?
It is the next roll. The next
It
dice
is the
roll.
next roll. Okay.
Hey, at least we're in combat this time.
Yes.
Yep.
At least you are in combat. Alrighty.
Okay.
We'll finish out that round as they kind of come back to it. Coming back up on the top. So
Wait, I haven't gone yet.
Oh, I missed you. Oh yeah. Go ahead and take your turn, Obsidian.
Like I say, we're all shocked by the fact he's actually acting last for once. He's normally gone by now.
I know.
All right.
We're not used to
Obsidian.
that.
Go ahead and take your action.
All right,
And then
so
and then I will start on mine.
Okay, so I'm gonna come up to this guy since it's a nat 20, and I have to re-roll all my rolls because I had things staged. So nat 20 to him, so it's a 29 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
6, 12, 18, 24, so that's 30, 38, 48 points of magical piercing.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my Whales from the Grave.
Whales.
Okay.
Immediately after you deal your sneak attack to a creature on your turn, you target a second creature within 30 feet. The second creature takes 2d6 of psychic damage. Now,
Okay.
does that also consider the nat 20 damage as well? Or is that just straight dice roll? I'm asking because I truly don't know.
You're
Because
using
it's a special.
it's a special.
Yeah,
I would say yes because it's all on that same one. So
okay. I rolled a 2 and a 3, so it's a good thing. So that's 12, 14. So that's 17 psychic damage. And I'm going to send it to the creature that Anarian was already interacting with to try and get rid of him.
okay. So
That's 17 psychic.
17 psychic. All right.
Yes.
And real quick, it's going to react as it dies. That is a 17 to hit Obsidian.
No, AC of 18.
All right.
Ooh, that was close.
Yes. And so was the one in front of me that died as well, or is it still
Yep,
up?
both are dead.
Okay. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to kind of step back behind the spirit weapon here.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Thank you, Mizik.
Alrighty. Let's see. So back on the top. So let's see. This one will crawl along the wall and will. Oh, what's that distance? All right. So that spider is going to leap from its spot over to Anari.
Oh, great. It's a jumping spider.
Yeah. Using its impalement.
Ah!
Ooh,
That
spiky,
doesn't-
spiky spider.
Spiders with swords for legs.
Yep. So it's bladed
No.
leg. So it makes a leap, and the leap is greater than 20 feet. So it will. Okay.
So it's also coming within 10 feet of the spiritual weapon, right? So would it need to make its saving throw?
It'll do that. I got to work through that because this impalement. So it's a 19 on the die plus, so 20, 25 to hit Anari.
That'll hit. Yep.
Okay.
Oh no. That's never something you want to hear your DM say.
I'm sorry, that's too many. I have to switch to operator roll. It's too many dice.
I was reading one the other day where it was if you want to get your players' attention, just sit behind your screen and just roll lots and lots of dice.
Oh
Maybe
yeah.
even do it twice to really get their attention. It's like,
Oh yeah. When we used to have our home games at my house, if we would start getting way too distracted, our DM would just watch us for a while, let us talk, and then just start rolling things, and we'd all be like,
uh-oh.
So as it leaps down onto Anari, Oh, sorry. Leaps onto Inari. It's going to deal 20 points of 20, and then because you're a medium-sized creature, it deals an additional because it's a large creature. So that is 25 points of piercing damage.
Owie.
Stabity.
All right, and when it hits, it also gets damage from the leap, so that is an additional 7 points. So 25, 7, 32 points total as it lands on you and grapples you. Need you to make a strength check.
Owie.
It's a check, not a saving throw, right?
Yeah, strength check for the grapple.
Okay. That is going to be a 16.
All right, you do break the grapple, so you're not considered grappled.
Good.
It's going to then make a bite attack against you, which is a 10 to hit, which is a miss.
That will miss.
All right, so that covers him. And then he has to make a save because of the spirit thing. What's the save again, Will?
16. Sorry.
What's stat?
I got distracted by the most recent wild magic gifted to us. Scrolling down. Dex.
Dex, okay. All right, makes the save.
Okay, so that means it takes 10 radiant damage.
Alrighty, it's still alive.
Okay.
All right. This next one. Going to leap at Obsidian, and it'll be at disadvantage because it was based on its last known location from what it can perceive. So.
How long does that fog cloud last?
Hour, I think I heard.
Great.
And that is a miss, so it does not land on Obsidian. It does land next to
1 hour.
Obsidian and Will, and it's just inside the range, so I'll make it do the dex save. And it fails the dex save.
10 damage. Radiant.
So whether it's a pass or fail, it takes 10?
No, if it's a pass, if it makes the save, it takes 10. If it doesn't, it's 20.
Thank you. And as it does so, it dies.
Wow.
Didn't have much hit points left after that fireball.
Oh, I forgot about the fireball.
That was handy. Yeah.
Yes.
Brings it for...
Gotten a nice little kill cluster for us. That's quite nice.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, that is kind of the downside.
Yeah.
Let's see. This one is going to make its leap. It will leap down from the opposite direction onto Shragnaz and Obsidian. So it'll try for Shragnaz. Let's see. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh, yeah. In which case, I am going to wave my hand and I'm going to cast a shield.
Nice.
Okay. And the shield will negate the damage or negate the attack,
gives
right?
me +5 armor class bonus. That will take me to an armor class of 23.
Cool. All right. So it comes down next to you. Take its dex save. Makes the save, so it only takes the 10 points of radiant.
Okay.
And rather than Shrag's normal, like, sort of cocky, sort of blowing a raspberry at it, it'll basically, like, sort of go, ah! Throw the shield up.
How dare you?
Where did it come from?
That one's more of a nervous fart.
Yeah. Yeah, that was that wind spell again.
Oh, that's why the activity feed was out of date. It wasn't updating. Okay.
Rude.
How rude.
Guys, we're not like this. Where this
All right, so there's the new wild magic.
Oh, goody.
Yep. So you have to roll a D100. 'Cause we've
Oh,
got
yeah,
two-
for your shield.
Yep.
Yep.
So roll that one. And that is... two?
A 2?
Yeah. Literally, double zero and a two. Uh-oh.
Sweet.
We rolled low this time.
Cool.
Uh-oh.
That might be good.
God.
know if that's good or bad.
Roll on this table at the start of each of your turns for the next minute, ignoring this
Oh,
result on
man.
subsequent rolls. So the next,
Oh.
pretty much at the start of your turn for the rest
the
of
gift
this
that keeps
combat.
on
Okay,
giving.
we broke Scoob. What happened?
Oh no.
It is the gift that keeps on giving.
It is.
Over
It
and
is.
over and over again.
And I believe that leaves us, if my count is right, one wild magic left unaccounted for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
You
it.
just got-
That is definitely a gift that keeps on giving. That is just wild.
You're covered in wild magic glitter.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
That was that shield
Um,
just exploded.
Yes.
Yeah, this is just a dog pile at this point.
Shards of Dawn? Nope. Shards of wild magic.
So
That spider's subject to the guardian, though. Yeah.
yeah, I already rolled
already
for
rolled.
it.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry.
Yep.
And it is
Uh,
A
spectral.
little distracted with the wild magics.
And he can occupy the same place because it's spectral, right? I just want to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, should be able to. It's just trying to get in there.
It's non-corporeal, so.
So yeah, it would be in there. The Duergar on the Steeders all pile in,
Starting to
and
feel like a sandwich.
the Steeders are the ones that'll make the attacks, not the Duergar, because the Duergar are controlling the Steeders.
Okay.
So, but they're all gonna do group dex checks.
This is gonna hurt.
I'm just moving the dead creatures out of the way.
Yeah. We'll just remember there's dead spiders there.
So, all kind of charging in and piling in.
Just watched the latest episode of The Mandalorian last night, so this is quite appropriate.
I totally forgot about that too.
Yeah, that's
Thank
kind
you.
of what I'm picturing. Yep, those things were terrifying.
All right, so 3 Steeder attacks to Anari. It's going to be bites. If it's simple.
For the sake of brevity.
I
for the
would
sake
like
of
to say
brevity.
this is definitely
3
not
bite
the way.
attacks on Anari.
This is definitely not what?
The way.
This is not the way.
First one's a 19.
That'll hit.
Second one is higher. That's 22.
That'll hit.
Third one, a 16.
That will miss.
All right, so 2 hits and a miss.
Yep.
So, that is 5 points of piercing and 3 points of poison damage on the first hit.
Okay.
On the second hit, that is 8 points of piercing and 5 points of poison. Then we have one that will attack. Oof. One that will kind of duck in and attack Shragnaz.
Oh.
Wait for this. Picks up and.
So currently AC 23.
Yep. So. Back over here. That one over there.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Let's see. Have this one dropped in on this side.
Jeez.
So, all right. Now we got one on. Trying to arrange this so that I can keep track of it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Right, doing well. Flexing those multi-move muscles.
Yeah. All right. So one on Shragnaz, bite attack. Here we go. That is 21 to hit, which is a miss because you're at 23 right now, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Sweet. All right. Now we're going to have 2 on Will and wait a minute. 1 on Obsidian and then 1 on Shrag there. Yep. 1 on Obsidian, and it looks like we've got 3 that are going to bite at Will.
Okay.
So Obsidian bite attack. That is a 17 to hit.
That will barely miss.
So it's a miss or a hit?
Barely miss.
Okay.
18 is my AC.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Now for the 4 that are going to attack Will. Got bites coming in from all directions. First one is a 15 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is a 12 to hit.
Miss.
Third one is a 20 to hit. 30,
Hit.
not natural.
Ooh.
Hit.
And
Lucky
the last
there.
one is another dirty 20.
Okay. 2 hit.
So 7 points of piercing, 5 points of poison,
12.
and then 5 points of piercing and 1 point of poison.
And 6. Okay. Awee!
Oh, yes.
And
Dex
did you
saves.
roll the? Yeah.
Doing it now.
Aha!
So
Ah.
9 of them, so 2 groups. Group 1.
So this thing disappears after doing a certain amount of damage.
How much
I've done
damage?
30. It can do 60 total.
All right, so it dealt damage to 2 of the spiders.
Right, 20 and 10. That's 30.
So yeah.
So it can do 30 more, just so you know, so you don't have to roll all 9 probably.
Well, first
Yeah, you'll
set-
only need to roll 3 or 2 or 3.
Yeah.
All right, so first set, Steeder failed the dex,
Okay, so that's
and the
10.
Duergar riders.
Fail is 20, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's a fail,
Yeah.
sorry, that's 20. Sorry. Wow, my brain mixed that up.
So, well, definitely. Let's see, pretty much.
Only
So
one will take 20 and one will take 10, and then it disappears.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that one. That one will die.
Sweet.
Let's see.
Chipping away at him, guys.
That Duergar is kind of falls to his death.
Sweet.
Actually, no, he's still. They're on the ground, so no, he's not dead. He's just climbing up, but he's seriously hurt.
Yep. Okay, cool. Awesome.
All right, this one is going to die.
Yay.
So that's 26 out of 60. And then no, 26 and then 20 more, 40. So 26 and 20, so that's 46 points.
Well, it can only do increments of 10.
Increments of 10?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it would kill 10, 20, 10, 20, 40, and then 10, 20. So yeah, kills 2 Steeders and 1 Durgar before it
And
dissipates.
it's gone. Cool. Thank you.
So I will move that out of the way. So that is done. Alrighty. Brings us in. Let's see, the first member of the party. Yeah.
I think it was Will, wasn't it?
Actually, no, I have to clear more of the board because they're still in there and more to move. So, in order to move out of that, they're all going to end up dying from the experience.
I'm going to end up dying.
Well, they only had
they're all
they
from the
only had a few
entanglement.
hit points left, so it's
Yeah.
literally
That was a good
And
combo.
I think it's 2d4 for every 5 feet they move. So the ones in the middle.
yeah. We're just gonna take them out.
Wow,
Nice combo, guys. Nice combo.
Really good combo there.
So
That makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, look in the middle of that map, maybe.
I'm still sweating, but not quite as much.
Less intimidated, more threatened.
Yes, exactly.
good way to start off diving into the Underdark. First ambush, and they thought they were in the superior position. Alrighty, yeah, this brings us to Will.
Okay. Question.
All right.
So if 2 spells are, one's a bonus action, one's an action, can I cast them both in the same turn, or does one have to be a cantrip?
Per the rules in the book, it says you have to cast, if you're going to cast 2 spells, one has to be the second one has to be a cantrip. But it has to
Okay.
have the bonus action capability.
Okay. So then for my bonus action, I am going to cast a 2nd level healing word on Anarian because he's getting wrecked.
Thank you.
Okay. Come on, roll good for me. Hey, that's 2 3s. So that's 11 healing for you.
Okay, thank you.
And then for my action, I'm just gonna smack one of them with my quarterstaff. 2-handed. So that's a 17 to hit.
Anari, you get an inspiration.
Nice.
Okay, so still D4?
Yep, still a D4.
Okay, cool.
And I'm gonna go for one of the Steeders that's right next to me.
Okay.
Thank you
that?
to Kolith. Thank you.
Got that, Steve?
In case anyone's wondering, it's follows and subs that knock down the HP bar. Follows and subs.
So I'm
And
going to-
hosts and raids. All of those things will knock down the HP bar. If the HP bar is knocked down, I'm not sure what I'll do yet. Maybe a wandering monster.
Oh boy.
add in another 5 sword spiders. So I'm just
Why,
gonna.
why are you giving me ideas?
So
I'm like,
This
really?
one
that one?
is one of the Steeders.
Oh,
Yes, that's one of the Steeders.
Okay, I smash him with my quarterstaff for 17 to hit.
17 will hit. Roll damage.
Oh yes, max damage, 10 damage.
We suddenly got Highlander in the midst.
and roll a percentile.
Ah, that's right, because I cast a dag nabbit.
That's the last one though, right?
We love you,
Yeah,
Dish
until
Pickle.
Dish Pickle gets another.
Yeah, that is the last one to my count.
Yeah, I think it's my turn.
Oh, you're.
4?
What'd you get? 4?
Oh no, no, no! Don't say 3 and 4 are the same thing.
No. No,
Thank
they're
goodness for
different.
that. That's okay.
For the next minute, you see any invisible creature, you have line of sight on it.
Do I
Oh,
see
very
anybody
nice.
around?
There are currently no invisible creatures.
So I don't even notice a difference.
Nope.
Okay.
You like,
Why do my eyeballs feel weird?
yeah.
Yep. Start to see a
Okay.
haze over everything.
It's weird. Everything's hazy and yet sharper. It's very strange.
Very
And then
weird.
the fog cloud, which I'm still standing in.
All right, how much damage did you deal on that steeder?
Oh, should I have rolled that at disadvantage since I'm in the fog cloud?
Technically, yes.
Okay. Then let me roll that again. And that's even higher. So that was 10 damage.
Damage, okay. Alrighty. So, which brings us in here. Let's see. All right, Anari, you're up next.
No,
Nope.
I'm after Will.
No.
Didn't you roll a 15?
No, I rolled a 15, so it was.
It's Anari. It's Will, Anari, Shrag, and then Obsidian. Obsidian's at the bottom of the initiative order this time around, unless I misheard the
Yeah.
number.
Yeah, but I haven't. So they all went. I haven't had my second attack.
This is the second turn.
I was going to say none of us have had our second. This is our
Oh,
second
This is
round.
this
I
is your
thought-
this
I'm
is your
sorry.
second.
Yeah,
Got it. I'm behind. I thought everybody had gone. I was doing.
No, you're
something
good.
else.
you're
No.
good.
But
Um,
I'm used to
I'm-
Will being last.
I know. Well, and that's where I'm at too. Is I'm not used to you not being first. How's this spider looking? Right?
Which one? That one?
Yeah.
That one's looking a little rough.
Okay.
It was
So
one
I'm
of the
gonna-
ones caught in the fireball.
I'm gonna take my first attack against that one.
Okay.
Will a 28 hit?
That will hit.
Okay. It's going to take then let's see. It's going to take 18 piercing. And now is anyone close enough that I would get my sneak attack damage on that?
Shrag is the one right next to you, but he's currently engaged with with one
Somebody
of the
else.
steers.
Okay, so I don't get sneak on that, but I still and I can shift my hunter's mark as a bonus action, correct?
Yeah.
So I'll switch my hunter's mark to this one now, and so it'll take an additional 6 points of damage. So so a total of 24.
And
on
it's
that
dead.
one. Okay. So then my second attack,
Some.
I'm gonna take, I think, against this creature,
Okay.
and on that one, will a 26
Yes, that will hit.
hit. All right. So that one is going to take 19 piercing damage.
Alrighty.
And then
That
I
one
use my
is
bonus action, my 2
out.
attacks, and that will be my turn.
Awesome.
That one is dead. Okay.
I see the dark green circle is getting ready again.
That's just one idea.
Just one idea. We're plotting and planning. All right. So that brings us to Shrag. You're up.
Okay, I'm just going to quickly just draw that ball out there, because that's a smaller one. That's fine. Right, I need to give you a D100 roll, don't I, to start with?
Yes, you do.
Okie dokie. That's a 72.
72.
I might even still be around to use the spell.
You gain resistance to all damage for the next minute.
Ooh, that's a nice one. Finally, something good.
That's actually hilarious.
Fantastic.
What was that number? I want to remember that number.
72.
Everybody starts rolling 72s from now on. Amazing.
What are the odds?
Okay, Shrag's going to whip out his little scroll. He's going to activate his Snillock snowballs, but he's actually going to just try and target the middle there to try and get those 4 down the side. 'Cause I think they're obviously there riding on top of each other.
Yep.
So if I position the 10-foot sphere there instead, so this counts as a higher level, so it counts the 3rd level spell.
Okay.
That's a Dexterity 15 saving throw again.
Okay. Numbers are smaller, so I should be able to pull that off. Bonus. Plus 1. Okay, so those 4. Okay. First pair. East. What's the DC on it?
DC's 15.
All right. The first one makes it. First pair make it.
Cool.
Second pair fail.
Yeah, this is really poor rolling. I've only
Third
rolled-
pair fail.
Yep.
Fourth pair fail as well. So
Cool. Okay, that's it's only a smaller spell, so that's only 4d6, but it's 8 points of damage in total. So 8 and 4s.
all right. So 8 total. So the one that makes it takes 4
Four.
points
Yep.
each. All right.
Yep, indeed.
All right. And then the rest all take 8.
Yep, that's correct.
Aw.
What?
All righty.
Oh. Thank you,
Nat
Cat
20
Mitch Carter.
for Obsidian's next dice roll.
Nice.
Yes.
Dang.
Alrighty, that covers that. That brings us to Obsidian's turn.
Have it.
Just in time.
Just in time, which means I get to re-roll everything because again I had it all pre-staged.
You don't have
So-
to re-roll. You just add your max
Yeah,
damage to it.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Just you're
Um,
adding your max dice to the value.
So that's true. So it would be 6, 12, 18, 24. So 40 points to the spider.
Alrighty.
You stabbed it in all
Um,
8 eye holes.
One after another.
Yep, that's enough. That is enough to kill it.
It's like
And
whack-a-mole.
We're going to do Whales of the Grave for 2d6 psychic damage. So that would be 17 psychic damage to, let's pick something near somebody like Will. Let's go for this guy.
This one?
Or this one. The one below. Wait, where's Will? I can't see her.
Will is right here inside the
Oh,
fog
there
cloud.
we go.
You
That's
can
why I can't
you can
see
see this set right here.
I can't
Could
see
I-
her.
Can I do this guy right here?
You can't
That
see
I'm
him
aiming?
because it's in the fog
Ah.
cloud. It obscures your
So
vision.
it's got to be somebody you
Okay.
see.
You see
This
on the
guy.
outer edge of the fog cloud, you see one Strider and Duragar on it, and then there's the ones over here with Shrag, and then the Duragar on the ground near Obsidian, or not Obsidian, but
Okay,
Anari.
Yeah, I'll do this guy.
All
I
right,
appreciate the thought.
and that's just a single target or every target.
Immediately after you deal sneak attack to a creature on your turn, you target a second creature within 30 feet. That second creature takes 2d6 psychic.
All right, and the damage on that was total
17 total.
18 total.
So 12 for the nat 20, and then I rolled to 2 and a 3.
Okay. Not enough to kill him, but definitely enough to hurt.
And then my second attack, I rolled a 10 plus 8 is 18.
Okay.
And I'll just, and I'm probably at disadvantage because the guy next to me is in the fog, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a nat 1. So forget that. I didn't hit him.
Fair enough.
Nat 20 and a nat 1.
Exactly. Both
Nice
ends of the
balance.
spectrum.
Yeah, nice balance there.
Yeah, and with me, nat ones means you drop your weapon.
Oh, no.
Oh.
I figured that was coming.
You either drop your weapon, or if it's a bow, you break the bowstring.
Yep.
At least it's on your offhand weapon.
Yeah, it's the offhand weapon. I'm not 100% concerned, but yes.
Alrighty.
Just like 40%.
Let's see. This goes now with. Let's see. All those guys are mounted, so they're. Yep. These guys. Let's see. These Striders are still alive, so these guys are mounted, so they don't attack. These three, on the other hand, they are no longer mounted. So they will do their attacks. Alrighty. So
I'm confused by something on my character sheet.
what's that?
When I click on bonus actions, there's a thing that says actions in combat, and then under that it says 2-weapon fighting.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have 2 weapons, so that means I can't do a bonus action attack, right?
Correct. Doesn't have to be light weapons as well.
I was gonna say I think you can still make an attack though, can't you? It's just you don't get any bonuses or advantages to it.
Typically,
but
with typically, as I understand, 2-weapon fighting, you can make if you make an attack action to attack with a weapon, you can attack with your offhand. You just get none of the bonuses with the attack.
Exactly.
So if I cast an action spell, could I do a bonus action attack?
No, that requires a different skill.
Okay, got it.
That requires a different skill. This is strictly for melee weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you have to make an attack action to do it, and you're going to be wielding 2 light weapons.
Okay,
So if you don't meet those criteria, you can't do it.
okay. Thank you for clarifying.
You're welcome. All right. Let's see. This one is going to move around from his Strider, and he's going to cast Enlarge on himself.
Yay!
Giant Duragar.
Strider's off the board.
Biggie dwarf.
All right. This one is going to move up as well and cast Enlarge on himself. And then this one's going to move in and cast Enlarge on himself. So when they're enlarged, they get a bonus on their attack or their damage. Strength, pace, weapon attacks all get advantage. So they're using their war picks, which are strength based. So let's see. Here we go. They're gonna dogpile on Inari. So three attacks on Inari. First one is a 20 to hit, dirty 20.
That'll hit.
Second one is also a dirty 20.
Hit.
Third one is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
So
Oh boy.
let's see. 12 points of damage on the first hit.
Okay.
Piercing, non-magical.
Yep.
15 points on the second one, piercing, non-magical, and
Yep.
third one is 7, piercing, non-magical.
All right.
And that will end that round and bring us back up to the
How you looking over there, Nari?
Kind of bloodied.
So all the spiders are dead. We only have a few striders left. Let's see. So 1 for Shrag, 1 for Obsidian, and 3 on Will. Starting with Shrag. Bite attack. That is a 21 to hit.
Yep, we'll take that one.
Alrighty. So that is 6 points of piercing and 4 points of poison.
So just double check that resistance was to all damage, or was it just
Yep.
to weapon? Cool.
All damage. You're resistant, so it's half that. Half of that.
Cool. So 5 points.
All right. The one attacking Obsidian. 20, so this is faster. Is an 11 to hit.
No, 18.
Yep. All right. Now for the 3 at Wilhelmina. First one is a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Second one is a 18 to hit.
Hit.
Third one is a 16 to hit.
Miss.
Cool. Remember the disadvantage on that one. So
Oh yeah.
all right, so one hit. So one hit out of 3. That is 10 points of piercing and 3 points of poison damage.
Okay. Owie.
Fighting, so the Striders are the ones making the attacks, not them. My way down. All right, Will, you're up.
Alrighty. Let's see. I am still surrounded. So I am going to cast Spirit Guardians.
Okie dokie.
So that is a 15 feet on each side of me.
All right, so
30
Yeah.
foot, I guess.
15 foot on you. Okay, so give you your aura.
And I designate, obviously, my party to be safe from them.
Yep. That hits pretty much everybody around except for one of them attacking Inari.
Okay. So the creatures in the area, their speed is halved.
Okay.
When they enter the area for the first time on a turn, or it starts its turn there, it must make a whiz saving throw.
Okay. And on a fail wisdom save.
3d8 radiant damage.
All right. Go ahead and roll that for me and tell the values so I can work on rolling that.
Okey-dokey. Come on, I need you to close, please. Please go away so I can see my damage. There we go. That is 18 radiant damage.
So 18 full. So on a fail, they take the full 18.
Yes.
Alrighty. So I'm going to roll it for these two that are around Inari because one of them is just inside, one of them is fully inside. So do
Okay.
that for them. As far as I know, there's no wild magics in the queue.
No, there's no wild magic in the queue.
Other than mine,
other
I
than
can share if you want.
other than the shards that are
What's
embedded.
the DC? What's the DC on the wisdom save?
16.
All right, one makes it, one fails.
Cool.
Cover that one. So he takes the 18, and he will take the 9. Okay, all right. Cool. All right, anything else you wish to do?
I haven't prepared anything else, so let's just move on.
Alrighty, next up is Inari.
All right. So since I've got these 3 big buggers around me, I think I'm gonna have to take one of my potions of healing to
Okay.
try to get some hit points back as my bonus action. Question about that though: if I don't move my hunter's mark as a bonus action on the immediate round after, I can move it later still if a
Yeah,
if a
'cause
creature
it's
is
technically
dead,
floating
correct?
over
It
the
still
corpse.
acts. Okay, cool. I just want to double check on that before I did that. Okay, so I'm gonna get I'm gonna drink one of my superior healings. I took 15 points of heal for that,
Okay.
and then I am going to attack. Which one shall I hit? Well, hopefully hit.
I would recommend, honestly, you hit the one that's closest to the wall.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's who I will engage. So the first roll to hit was a 18.
18 will hit.
Okay, so 18, it is going to take 18 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And with that hit, I'm also going to spend a spell slot to add a divine smite to that,
Okay.
Yes.
and it's going to take another 10 points of
28 total?
radiant. Yeah, of radiant damage
That kills it.
for that one.
Yes.
All right. So then my second attack, I'm going to switch to this big
Okay.
bad. And I had a 23 on that one to hit.
That will hit.
And then it will take 15 points of piercing damage. And
that-
Did you hit?
question with this one now, he is within.
Oh.
Oh, never mind.
yeah, he'll
Moot
die.
point.
Yes, he would get your sneak attack, but he would die.
I just wanted to double check. Yeah, because
So
I didn't.
I'll
I didn't roll
save,
it.
I'll
'Cause I
save
didn't-
you the dice roll. He dies.
I didn't roll it, so I wasn't sure if I was going to
Because
get
he
it or not.
was either way he was going to die because he's he's the one who failed with he's the one who failed the saving throw.
The
So
saving
he
throw.
was
Cool.
actually no, he succeeded, the other one failed, but still when it gets to their bit, so either way he would have died.
Not a worry. That you saved me that one.
Excellent.
And let's see. So that's bonus and 2 attacks. So that is my turn.
Alrighty.
Good turn.
Very good turn. Which brings us
Damn.
to Shragnaz.
Shrek.
Start off.
33.
Let's do that.
33.
33. Winner. Okay. Wow. Maximize the damage of the next damaging spell you cast within the next minute.
Oh, I like it. Something's finally turning our way for a change.
You almost see his eyes light up
with
with little eldritch flames.
Tiny evil laughter.
As you probably guessed from the positioning of the green circle, I'm going to cast another fireball. I'm going to chuck it out from the ring. So that's going to get all those 4 plus the riders plus that large
Yep.
Duergar at the top. So yeah, so that's a lot of damage.
A lot of damage.
So because that is going to maximize, that's going to be a total of 48 damage. So even if you save, they're going to take 24.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
You said even if they save, they'll take 24.
Yeah. Just the sake of brevity, wondering if that helps you not have to roll saves for them.
Yeah, they might just all die.
Pretty much.
Oh.
Or at least it will minimize the number of rolls being made, hopefully, just for the sake of brevity.
Yep. There'll be one that has just enough hit points to survive it on the save.
Wow.
And he fails, so yeah.
Kablowy!
Rag likes his fire.
Actually, think about where that position is. Basically, well, actually, yeah, you probably all feel it. You just feel it in the fog. There's like this wash of heat just come over you.
Yep. Suddenly
Like-
it's
It's
like
a bit warm over here.
what?
Yep.
It's a bit warm over here.
Yeah.
Bit
Some-
warm.
You
Warm
love the
and
heat.
dry.
Bit warm, and actually the fog, since fog is typically moisture in the air, that would probably burn that
Oh
fog
yeah,
away.
evaporate all the fog.
let's be honest.
done.
Cool. Let's get rid of
The
that.
fog is
done.
gone.
Yeah,
I am
so-
okay with that.
I was waiting for Obsidian to use the fan and fan it away.
Well, it costs an action. I just didn't want to use the action at this point. With
Can't
everything that
blame you
was
for
on the
that.
board.
Yeah, can't blame you for that.
Alrighty, so next up is Obsidian.
That's right. So I'm going to sidestep over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I rolled a 21 to hit on the first attack.
All right, which one are you attacking, the rider or the mount?
That one because I want my sneak.
Well, they're technically on top of each other. It's a rider and a mount.
Then I'll go after the rider.
Okay.
And it was 27 points of damage.
Dead.
And then I'm going to save my Whales of the Grave. And
He's still,
My next
if you're
attack-
walking through it, either way it dies. So cast your whales and hit. What do you hit? You hit the mount with the whales.
yeah, 7 points of psychic.
Ready?
And then I pull out my dagger since my short sword's lying on the ground over there. I have to pick up still. And with the dagger, it was a 26 to hit. And I'll go after the one that's still there. And I got a hold 2.
Yep, that is enough to take them both out.
Oh,
Excellent.
Stabby.
Alrighty. Which brings us to the top of the order again, which is just the one. So the bite attack on Will,
Come at me.
because that's what it's been doing.
Come at me, bro.
And that is a 9 to hit.
That'll miss.
That'll miss. So now to run through it, Will, it's I believe it's it should be Will. And Inari. Yeah, Will. You get to react. You get to take your action. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna move here,
Okay.
but I am going to cast. What do I want to do? I wasn't expecting all those things to die all of a sudden.
It happens.
It does. Then I will cast a cure or healing word. That's what it's called. Second level healing word on Anarian again.
Okay.
Thank you kindly.
But of course, you have too much blood on you. And
Not all
that
of it's
is-
mine.
Yeah, because the fog cloud dissipates. Now you get to see how beat the bodies, the charred remains, and Inari kind of doing the wobble there.
Oh. 10 healing.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And that's my turn.
That is your turn. Okay. Inari, you're up.
All right. So let's see here. Distance wise. So these are 5, right? 5.
Yes,
10,
each square is 5 feet.
15, 20. All right.
Sorry, did they roll for my spirit guardians?
Oh,
or
Yeah,
if
they
the
need to
spirit-
roll 'cause
how
it's the start of
long
their
does it-
turn.
How much damage does it do? Is it still there? Is there a
it's
set amount of
Spirit
damage?
Guardians lasts a couple of turns, so
It's a round.
Okay.
I mean, a minute.
yeah, so it'll be there. It's a Wisdom save.
DC 16.
The mount fails, and the rider. What's the damage?
Damage is 17 radiant.
All right, that takes them both out.
Oh, so I guess I don't need to move.
Sweet.
End of combat.
I will immediately go over to Anarian and start casting Prayer of Healing, which will work for everybody.
Cool.
Where is it?
While
Shrek
she's
still
looking,
sat
I
there
go
with his
pick
hand.
my short sword.
Shrek still sat there with his hands up, like it's like glowing white.
I I do not want you later to say you don't have your short sword.
Okay, so this
I made a
takes
note.
10 minutes to cast,
Mm-hmm.
but it's
Should we just do a hut and get a long rest in?
I mean, we just came in here, but yeah, that's probably a good idea.
That's true.
I'm thinking, well, it's
Can we
totally
get
up
a
to
long
you
rest or
guys,
is it short
but
rest?
I think with the spells you guys have cast and kind of the damage we've taken, it may be worthwhile to take a long rest.
Long rest.
DM, can we get a
This
long
is-
rest?
To be fair, this is not really a safe place for it. I mean, we've just come in, we've been ambushed. Who knows what else is here? We've only barely looked at this room, and we've got areas around us that are open.
Yeah, good point.
Which we'll find out next week because it is after 1:30. So here's our ending point for the session. We will return next week and pick up right where we left off post-battle and do the post-battle analysis, scavenge and search for, and continue to search the area. But you're right. Immediately right now, not a good idea. But There's still things to search to before you would be in
Well-
a secure spot to make a rest.
I was gonna say, then let's go ahead and do the healing word or prayer of healing so that we get that at least.
Get that documented.
Yep, exactly. Because I was down to like 31 hit points. I'm back up to 56 now, but that's still only about half where I need to be, I think.
All right, well, go ahead and do the prayer of healing.
Everybody gets 18 points of healing,
Thank you very
Alrighty.
much.
including myself, which gets me almost all the way back up to max.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah.
And in that time, Shrag, just one last roll for your wild magic as the time dissipates,
Yeah.
just to see what happens right before we fade out for the episode.
Oh my lord.
What?
I'm going to snippy that one for the chat, but I've just rolled 100.
What does that do?
I don't know.
You regain all your spell slots.
Oh, sweet. Sweet.
I only used 2.
We gotta make sure and roll 100s more often.
To be fair, it says you regain all expended sorcery points. You're not a sorcerer, so I'm going to give you all your spell slots back.
Thank you.
Very
kindly.
nice, very nice.
Oh my gosh. You got like all the best wild
So
magic
do-
effects. How'd you do that?
I don't know. It's probably never going to happen again.
I was going to say the next time they're all going to go to the negative.
That's all gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fireball.
There's
Fireball. Fireball.
Balance.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
My.
So
Oh.
I know that one of the effects on the wild magic table is fireball. Is it centered on the caster or centered on wherever the spell was cast?
Typically,
just
the
like-
stuff is centered on the caster.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm
Shrag
trying
may
to,
not like
I'm
it.
trying to
Been in a
find
lot of
it.
trouble.
We'd all been in deep trouble then.
Big time.
I mean, to be fair, Shrag would have probably enjoyed it as much as it would have hurt.
I don't think I would.
Well, one of them is like if each creature within 30 feet takes necrotic damage.
Ah! I don't like that either. How much necrot? No, don't tell me. We'll find out if
Don't
we
tell
Yeah.
me.
Shrag, you were definitely threading the needle.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see where the fireball one is. Oh, here it is. You cast fireball at 3rd level, centered on yourself.
Yeah. There's that.
To be fair, we would have got everybody.
It would, including us.
But all the bad guys as well.
Yeah, the that combo was really good. So yeah,
It worked
thank
out
you
well.
everyone in the chat for hanging out with us. Thank you, moderators. I know one's here, a couple of them were hanging out in chat. So thank you, all of you. Thank you to the cast for sticking with us. We did, since we started a little late, we ran a little late. Wasn't intentional, but it's hard to find a good breaking point in combat to work
Yeah.
through.
No doubt.
So yeah, the combo is great. So yeah, tonight, 8 p.m. is our next one. Challenge accepted. We're gonna another night in Paradon and to see what happens. And of course, next Saturday morning we will have again Shadow Watch as they start their descent into the Underdark. They haven't gotten there yet.
We're
You
just
barely
at the
stuck a toe
door.
in the door.
Road will travel
You're a
low.
ways underground and you're at the start of going in. So there's still
We
more.
just walked through the door.
So yeah.
Hey! Ah!
Yeah, it's a
Pretty
little
much.
Spy, it's a little spy spiders that are watching it going, okay, guys, there's something coming.
So, question: since we're past it now, what would have happened if we would have hit the early warning system?
Probably would have been a little bit better organized as far as their setup.
Maybe a surprise round.
Well, it depends on how it's perceived, because the sound would have rattled through. I mean, would they have been more alert? Would they have not been? Not really sure. Either way, though, you can totally see this was a trap.
Yeah.
It was set for any would-be person who wandered in.
And does the
Kind
door
of
behind
figured.
us happen to reopen?
You'd have to find the mechanism.
Ah, okay.
We don't need to worry about that. We might even come back this way. Onwards
was
and
gonna
upwards,
say.
or onwards and downwards in this way.
He could also
Upwards,
be.
downwards.
It could also be like the hive. You know, now they're all trapped with you instead of you're trapped with them.
Yeah.
I'm not stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me.
Yeah,
We're gonna think of it that way so we maintain that positive mental attitude for the
I
group.
gotta have
Yeah.
a positive mental attitude on this. So, thank you to Sirenscape. Thank you to D&D Beyond. Thank you all of those things. Definitely Roll20. We're learning more. I definitely have some notes to learn for big epic battles. Next time I will keep the hit point there so I can track the hit points in Roll20 versus in D&D Beyond, because 40 items in the initiative order is a bit crazy, especially when you're trying with different pairings and things like that. Because even though you can pair them on D&D Beyond for organization, once you do the roll initiative, all the grouping goes away. So it's very frustrating.
Well, I
That
think
was-
you did a great job organizing
well handled.
all
Yeah.
of those baddies.
That was a lot of bad guys.
I would have been totally overwhelmed and lost.
Fish Pickle wants to know how many monitors you're running. Scoob.
All the monitors.
I didn't send that picture. I have a 32-inch TV that I'm running OBS on, and so when you see me looking, that's typically where my eyes are looking at, is the big 32-inch TV. Next to that is a 27-inch older TV that has some additional things like the Zoom call, the audio mixer, and Sirenscape. Then I have a 27-inch widescreen monitor off of another computer, which has my notes, D&D Beyond, Trello, and then a new addition is I have a 27-inch TV plugged in as a monitor that just has Roll20. So when you're seeing the Roll20 map, that is its own dedicated monitor. Prior to that, it would be half of my panoramic monitor would be what I would be trying to run Roll20 on. So I'd be very careful about clicking on which thing to flip through, otherwise I'll end up showing too much.
So how many inches is that altogether? That's
Not
a lot.
enough.
Too many.
Not enough.
Not enough.
Still need
No, I
more.
gotta be so careful here. The joke that I have is just not appropriate.
PG.
There's-
PG, Shad.
yes, family friendly.
Yes, that's
But,
why
yeah,
I'm not
I would-
saying nothing.
Yeah, the idea was to have two of these big panoramic monitors, but I only got one right now. I have to get another one. Want to get another one later, and I always like the idea of having a dual. Because I originally set these TVs up to be like a his and her gaming area for console, but never got into that. So now I just have them, and have been using like the two TVs, the 27 or the 32 and the 27. They're both plugged into one computer, which runs the stream, and then the other TV and monitor are plugged into a separate computer that I'm running all this stuff off of. So 2 computers, 4 monitors, all the fun.
What it takes to stream a D&D show.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for all of that.
If I get to the point I can actually have a physical mix of virtual and physical terrain, then I'll probably have an additional monitor to play off of.
Fun.
Seeing how that might go, but that's when I can take that big 24 by 24 building right off to my left and convert that into a proper studio and crafting area.
Cool.
That'll be nice.
Look forward to
Business goals,
hashtag business goals.
Yeah, I have a two car standalone garage that has its own power meter and all of that rigged up right next to me, and it's been one of those things I'd like to enclose it, temperature control it, and just set it up as a studio.
That's awesome. One
Right,
day.
welcome. Sunday mornings, Sunday with Scoob. It's a good spot to answer more of those kinds of questions, and just kind of talk about whatnot. I have that new mini cam I tested on the podcast, so I might paint some minis as we do our morning chitty chat before we dive into Warhammer. Our Baldur's Gate. Sorry, we're gonna dive into Warhammer and then go into Baldur's Gate because I'm still working on Warhammer minis.
So many things.
So many things, so much fun.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I'm worried about when I run out of minis, but that might be a few weeks, depending on how much I dive into the painting. But either way,
Just
it's
get
almost
home.
2:00.
Yes.
Everybody's got stuff to do because it's Saturday. In some areas, it's bright and sunny. Other areas, due to
Yeah.
some random druid craft and wild magic shenanigans, it's raining. I don't know how. I don't know why, but life, what can you do? So with that, everybody have a good afternoon, and we will hopefully see you tonight for Challenge Accepted. Thank you again for the cast for taking their Saturday mornings to hang out and play some D&D. And we will
And
see you on our
to
next
you for
stream.
DMing.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.